to the Pullze Check podcast. We haven't had a pod in what feels like, yo, how long has it been, fellas? Like, actually.
It's been like 3 months, maybe a bit more.
Oh my God. It's been like, I would say like 2 months. Let's be honest. It's been like 2, right? Maybe even 1 that we've done like a pod. And I'll be honest. Let me explain real quick before we begin why there's been no pod. There's been no pod because quite literally I got sick and tired of getting on and just complaining about how bad the game was. Like, I'll be honest. Like, there was no new updates. There was no nothing. The game was genuinely just, it wasn't even bad. It was just boring. It was very stale. And there was nothing to talk about. There was no new updates. Like, it's just like, and what am I going to do? Get on and talk about how, I don't know, guys, what's an update that they did the last month?
Oh, you know what? They added those S&D contracts to the full game. It was lit.
Bro, thank God JGOD had something there because I was drawing a blank.
Yeah, same. I couldn't think of anything.
No. You know what? They updated the gulag. You know what? No. See, those would have been good updates.
Got him! That was a good one, JGOD. That was a good one.
I was like, gulag.
Oh man,
bro, for real, I'm with Ebatez. I was like, wait, they fixed the gulag.
I was tweaking. I was like, wait, when did they do that? Yo, okay, so boys, look. So that is kind of why I've kind of taken a little step back from the podcast. Transparently, I didn't want to get on and just complain all day, right? Like, if there was stuff to get on and talk about, I feel like we would have done one. But now, I mean, there's a lot to talk about. There was so much to talk about right now that I genuinely debated on making this 2 podcasts, but I said, you know what, let's do it in 1. So that is why, for those of you on YouTube or anybody on stream wondering where the podcast has been, but now we are back to our regular scheduled programming. And today we got my boy Ebatez, we got my boy JGOD, and we got Mr. World Champ, Mr. FIFA, and we are going to fellas. So without further ado, man, let's get into it, bro. Next is going to be the first thing to discuss, the first order of service. So I guess all 4 of us went to Next, and I kind of just want to know, what was y'all's thoughts on Next as a whole? Do you think it was an improvement? Do you think it was a downgrade? How was it in general? Like, we're going to talk about everything. So first, we'll dive deep. What are y'all's thoughts on Next? How did y'all feel about it?
Starting off, I thought the venue was fire. Like, I thought the whole event itself was actually really sick. Like, comparably to, I mean, DC was like a different experience because I feel like that they really like bought into the whole, like, you know, the museum theme and like really bought into the Black Ops 6 theme. But like, honestly, the venue that we were in was amazing in my opinion. Like, I thought this event was sick.
Okay, all right, JGOD, what is your thoughts?
Well, I think a lot of it is the events are always cool. Like, obviously, just hanging out with other creators is nice to be able to have areas to do that stuff in. I think the event as a whole, when we go in and all the production was pretty good. I felt like my PC ran well. I was able to record and stream multiple streams, no crashes, no power outages, none of that. I thought the actual things that they gave for creators showing up was pretty cool. I think Black Ops 7 is probably in a really good state in terms of early access and what we're going to be able to play when it officially launches. So I think the vibes in general are pretty good on that. I think the downside was the event felt like Warzone should get its separate from it. Yeah. And I think that there's definitely some tweaks they need to make going into next year's Next, if there's going to be one, that like is more conducive to the creator. Because the event, we all go there knowing it's a marketing style event, but the years after years, they end up with these clips, like the Delec clip. I don't know if you guys saw that.
I saw that.
But those things go
viral.
That was crazy.
That was going mega viral.
But that goes viral, and that's going to be on all comments on all their videos for the next year and a half. But those types of things only happen because of the structure of the event. It is inherently flawed, and it is not a 50-50 between COD and the creator. It actively hurts creators who attend the event because I had to wait a day and a half before I made my video. There's people that were at home. Not that I couldn't get an editor and all these other. I don't do that as part of my day-to-day. So why would I go out of my way? Like, I'm going to get invited next. Let me just pay a bunch of people that I've never worked with before to do everything I normally do. That's not practical. I think it's bad. But that's kind of where it's at. Overall, I think the event solid. but the actual format and structure of the live stream, terrible for the creators, in my opinion.
All right, FIFA, talk to me. What's your thoughts on it?
Next, specifically, I thought was pretty awesome. I mean, it's tough to talk about them individually because they are all like part of a similar thing. You know, I think World Series should have been first because then they could have done like, you know, an actual tech check, flown everyone in, and then it would have been like nice way to round off the year and then move it forward into the new game. I think that would have been pretty nice. And it's also like lower stakes, right? Like they got a lot of flack for the World Series stuff. I think it would have been better to do that first and then have like a day buffer between events, you know, one tech check, one other day. Because I mean, that's what we did for like Code and Next. It's like you had a day of preparation and then a day of playing and then a day of preparation. Then I think that just would have been better on the whole. As far as Next itself, I think it could be better if the individual creators just did what they wanted, like zombie creators go play zombies. But like, I know they want to, you know, kind of crossbreed, but like JGOD said, there should be like an allocated amount of time where it's like, okay, you've seen everything, now go and do whatever you want for a little bit. You know, I think that would be pretty cool because then you get more authentic. Like, you know, there's only so much of Dalek and Noah J playing like Warzone Resurgence that their viewers are going to actually care about. You know, like at some point you got to let them set free, go play whatever they want. But apart from that, honestly, everything was sick. I mean, multiplayer felt incredible. I had a blast. I think it was a similar experience for me to last year. Like multiplayer just felt so good. Zombies was cool. Like obviously it's not what I care about, but it felt cool. It felt fun. I think the giant wall around us playing the screens as a creator, that was dope. I think on the broadcast it probably looked pretty sick as well. So yeah, the venue and all of that stuff was good. The other place, obviously, the bit we went through it as creators in person, where the mixer was. I didn't go to that, but the actual like effort they put in was pretty sick. The game felt good. Run a show was like pretty good. Like I said, it's just like the scuffed things with like distributing time amongst everyone. And then I would say just a general comment of that entire trip. I think the admins and the tech people, like no flack on them specifically, but just across the whole, it was a little bit disorganized.
Yeah.
But I don't know whose fault that is. You know, I feel like in part, Activision could do better to like bring people in the scene, like bring an Artist War, bring a Merc Tweaks, like bring someone familiar who knows the creators, who's done the exact work we deal with day to day, and have them be like, you know, head all the local admins at the venue. Because like a tech guy at a tech venue is going to know how to, you know, click a sound panel, but they're not necessarily going to know which ones we need them to click for our specific needs. So have someone that we're familiar with, like head it, and then they can micromanage the other admins there. Because a lot of them didn't know what was really going on. You know?
Yeah, Shanice on both for what FIFA said. I think that's like a common thing. Like just to give you guys an example, like last year I was talking to Nat was here yesterday, right? And we were talking about like the whole event and stuff. And she said that last year that an admin, and I was like, I was like, wait, what? This pissed me off. She said that an admin last year came over to her PC, didn't say nothing, and just grabbed her mouse and turned off her stream at the end of Next. Right? And she had to do Code Bowl immediately after. And she was like, why did you just end my stream? Like,
wait, this actually happened to me and Sim last year as well. The admin came over well, here's the thing though. The admin came over and tried to turn our shit off. And me and Sim were in Discord, we were like, yo, what the fuck are you doing, bro? And I was like, nah, you can't turn that off. And he's like, what do you mean? I was like, I'm doing code. He's like, yeah, but there's a break in between. I was like, yo, do you want anyone to watch it? Like, what are you doing? Chill.
They just don't. They just don't know, bro. Like that's the thing is like, and I think this goes for everything. And it's not just COD. It's almost every single tech check that I've ever been a part of. Like when it comes to any other event, it's like having people that don't know the scene there or they don't understand it. It's hard. It's hard to get them to like understand. Like, okay, think about it. Like, how are you going to sit there and just grab somebody's mouse and just end their stream? It's like, bro, you fucking with my business now. Like that's crazy. Like,
well, that's what the big thing with what happened to me and Len was. So for people in chat that don't know, I'll give you the context. I made a tweet about it, but when World Series was happening specifically, but I think it's a pretty general theme across the entire weekend. Basically, we know we're given a start time that everybody's streams can go live, right? Not before, and then ideally you go live as soon as possible once that time hits. So we start seeing all the going live notifications. Everyone in the scene's going live. Everyone sitting around us is going live. So we go live, and then the admin at our station comes over and says, yo, you guys have to end your streams. And we're like, what? What do you mean? Everyone is live. And we're like showing him on the phone like everyone's live. And 10 minutes goes by, this dude's like full aggroing Len. Like he actually like got pretty heated with Len. So that's like kind of why I tweet about it. Cause like what he didn't, I don't know. It felt like he was on like a power trip or some shit. But obviously, he's
it was like beyond the normal.
rule.
Oh, could you please stop streaming? Right? Like
yeah, he was like telling him like,
that.
yo, end your stream right now. And then Len's like showing him his phone of all these people live, and the admin goes, don't worry about anybody else, worry about you. And
I would have fucking tweaked. I would have tweaked, bro.
Like, bro, we're watching all these other people live around us, and this is where like in-scene knowledge comes in, because like someone like Art or Merc knows like we want to be live and be like going live early is important. And by the time the guy said we could stream, everybody at Swag had been live like 40 minutes, everybody else had been live like 20. It's like everyone else is already in a stream and click to go live notification. Like that's fucking with our business, and also like how many viewers we're gonna get on our stream, and then obviously feeding down to COD, it's all gonna be like jumbled up, like it's just fucked up. And then there's also no need to be a dick about it, but he doesn't understand like what's on the line. Like we're pushing to go live, and he's pushing to like follow whatever rules he thinks he's been given, and then we're just butting heads because they just don't understand. Like someone like Art would know we're trying to get live early, we're trying to go in. Like it just makes sense.
I mean,
I don't know. I watched the event. It felt like all you guys went live 3 hours early.
That's crazy. That's insane.
But then it was like the same shit with like other stuff. It's like no one was on the same page. Some people were allowed full screen exclusives. Some people were allowed mix amps. Some people were allowed this, that, and the other. And it's like it was just so confused.
Okay,
that was like World Series, right?
Yeah, that was World Series. Like when it comes to next, here's the thing. Like it's like I get that they're trying to follow like their instructions and they're trying to follow a schedule. But it's like, I think they need people in there that understand that what we do as streamers and what we're kind of there for, right? Like I was trying to upload my footage, and the guy was like, hey, nah, bro, you gotta go. Like it's over. I was like, hey, bro, like I'm uploading my footage. And he's like, no, you have to stop. I looked at him. I was like, I'm not stopping my footage. I'm uploading it, and I'll leave when I'm done. I was like, it's gonna take, and I was like, it's gonna take 10 minutes, but I'm not going to stop. Like, and he just said, okay. And he walked away.
And that's like part of the whole reason you're there, right?
Yeah,
right.
Like
so it almost goes back to what I was saying, where it's like it doesn't feel like the creator is getting their 50-50 out of it, right? Obviously you're showing up. They got these big names on there. Everyone that streams has huge numbers is all there, right? And they have these people are upload. They got all various platforms, TikTok, Shorts, Kick, wherever. And it's like, oh, by the way, we already got what we want out of you. That's at least the way it ends up feeling in those scenarios, I don't know.
Yeah. I think to add to the next thing, I think like there's like three things. I think like the scheduling was pretty poorly, because I only got to play one game of that new Resurgence map, and then we were all told to go to Verdansk, and that I think that was probably the biggest miss in my opinion, is because like, bro, aside from the two new POIs were cool. Like don't get me wrong, like I actually like I know like I got a lot of flame, but like it would have been so much more productive to be like, hey, and here's an announcement or an update for Verdansk, and they could have just shown like a slideshow on the screen of like next, or like production, and all the players or all the creators could have reacted, and then like that was it. Like the fact that we played Verdansk was kind of like, it was just very unproductive, because if you dropped at the new POI, 5 minutes after you dropped in, you're rotating to an older POI, which you could just play at home. So like after that first initial drop, it literally felt like I was just at home. So like there was so much time like wasted basically playing Verdansk, and there was all this new content that we could be playing, like multiplayer zombies and the new Resurgence map, that we were like forced to play Verdansk, which made absolutely no sense to me.
Yeah, like
Verdansk was
general,
like the least exciting thing, and that was what
that
they
should
were,
have
like,
been
pushing down our throats the most.
That should have been. I was looking to comment on that. What should have been, I think, it's either you play one game of Verdansk, it's like the last thing you play. Or like it shouldn't be like we spent 4 games in Verdansk, and I only got to play the new map twice. And like if you think about what people are actually gonna want to care about, what people are actually like there for, the new content, it's the new map. It's the new, specifically for Warzone. It's for multiplayer, it's for zombies, and it's for the new map for Warzone. Like no one really cares about 2 new POI updates, which is again some of the feedback that we'll give right now when it comes to the to Warzone itself. But like, the thing that people actually wanted to watch and people actually want to see the new content, we didn't even get to see, right? Like, sure, they did 2 new POIs, but like, my advice to just because I know she's asking, my advice would be like genuinely next year, and I know maybe you guys don't want to, maybe they don't want to, but it's like, I genuinely think that they should hire people in the scene, like Ebatez said, like FIFA said, you know, like people that like, bro, so many times there was players and people in next like, yo, Art's here. Can you tell him to come fix my stuff? Like Art had to come and fix things. And like, I'm be honest, and I'm trying to be as nice as I can here because I know those tech guys, like it's not their fault, but a lot of them didn't really know what they were doing. Like I knew more than what they were. I was like, bro, why are you doing that? Like you should be doing this.
Bro,
and
I was literally setting up hexes and shotties like shit for them as next started. Like we're going into multiplayer and Hex is like tapping me on the shoulder. He's like, yo, do you know how to do this? And I'm fucking stupid, bro. Like I don't know how to do tech shit, and I was doing that shit.
Bro, you know they had us on 720p capturing to the stream. Art was like, bro, why are they doing it like this? He changed mine to 1440 last minute. So everybody else who didn't have Art looking at their stuff had 720p. And you guys probably didn't notice it until you went back and looked at your recordings.
Well, that's what I was saying about like getting, you know, like figureheads like those people that we work with daily. Because I mean, they're familiar with the creators on one hand, but like they also know the type of stuff. Like if Art just gave a checklist of things to look out for and the stuff that we do, like, hey, we want to be able to hear Discord. This is how you should set up the recording the best way. This is how you should set up this. Like, it wouldn't be that hard for him to like relay that information to a team of like, you know, management admins that would just do it for everyone, you know? Like if you has his brain at the top, there are certain things that he knows to look for.
Yeah, because they do this every single day, right? And like to the guys that I get it, it's easier to hire just a company to do all this stuff. Like because you know that's what they specialize in, but they're not specialized in Call of Duty. They're not specialized in this. They just do all tech across the board, you know. So yeah, that's kind of my even while saying that, I think Call of Duty Next as a whole, like the events that they had, the mixer, all that stuff was fire. I always love Next. I think it's one of my favorite events of the year. Like it's super fun hanging out with all the homies, seeing all the creators. I thought the wall the projector mapping was sick. That was fire.
That giant LED wall, that was sick. That was so sick.
What's crazy is that wasn't a wall, that was a projector, which is insane.
Wait, so it was just a wall with
really
like a thing shining on it? That looked insane.
It was projectors across. So yeah, I mean, apart from that, like the actual event itself was sick, right? Like all the stuff that you could do. The only complaint I think we can all agree on is just the tech check people, and it's the same thing every single time. Like they like, for example, here I'll say this, like, and again, I don't want to put up the comparisons, but I have to say this. Like when we did the Battlefield thing, right? Those guys were fucking cool. Like, and it's weird because some of them were the guys that have done Next before, right? But like they would ask, oh hey, let me go ask the Battlefield people, and Battlefield people, yeah, go ahead. Like, dude, like they came up to me, bro, and they were like, hey, like I was like, hey, we normally aren't allowed to do this. They never let us. Can I overclock my controller? And they're like, yeah, dude, whatever you can do to make your game feel better, to make your experience better, we'll do it. And I was like, oh, cool, like that's fire. Like when we did the Battlefield thing, and I've asked that before at Modern Warfare 2 next event, Modern Warfare 3 next event, and like, nah, don't touch anything. Don't overclock your controllers. I'm like, well, I can't give you proper feedback. And I've said this to devs. I'm like, I can't give you proper feedback if my game feels delayed because I'm going to be comparing it to an unoverclocked controller to a overclocked controller, right? And so it's little things like that. Like I feel like if we're going and we're flying out and we want to do the best that we can to promote the game and like be like, hey, this game is good, or even say, hey, this game is bad. At least let us have a fair, what do you call it, JGOD? Like
comparison? I don't know.
Yeah, fair comparison, right? Like if I'm testing at home with an overclock controller, I would like to, do that
like
over there.
We're gonna go play early. They're like, oh, here's your stock Xbox controller without. I'm like, I don't even play on Xbox controller. What the hell are we doing here? And Xbox controllers have the worst default latency. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah,
but that is what it is. I will say that like there's plenty of things they can do from structuring the event in terms of like the way the stuff gets rolled out. We should have an extra hour in the venue. It should have been clear to us exactly how much we were going to be playing, because the day before when they rolled through everything, it was a shorter presentation. They could have said, okay, you're going to be in multiplayer for approximately 90 minutes. You're going to go into zombies for 30 minutes. You're going to play the new map for 30 minutes. You're going to play this for an hour, and then 1 hour of free play. You can play whatever you want, and then everyone knows the schedule, and then you can go into it going, all right, like, don't worry, chat. We're going to play what I want at the end. We get an hour of free play. That comes off a little bit more positive, and you wouldn't have that clip like that. Because he would have just switched. Because realistically, he's not going to play that map until November 14th. because the beta was survival. It's not the actual big map that we were able to play at next. So
Yeah.
it comes off a little bit bad like that, and it ends up with this meme that will persist for a very long time. Also, in the specific instance of this next, realistically, what we should have done is the Verdansk portion before we did the new map of Resurgence. And it would have been good if they just gave us specific instructions like they've done in earlier playtest that we've done, where basically you land in pregame, they will not start the lobby, and basically no one's allowed to fire at anybody. Everyone goes, shows off the little 2 POIs. We do it for 20 minutes, 15 minutes.
Yep.
And then boom, back onto Resurgence. And then, all right, cool guys, we got to see what we got to see. Because to your point earlier, like you rotate out of there. You're done.
Yep.
It's like, okay, why didn't we do it that way? But no, it's.
Yeah, well, I want to add, like, I was going to say, I feel like the general feeling, like, even when they gave the presentation the day before and they said there was no new big map till whatever, and then Verdansk was going to be, like, had 2 new POI updates and they were old ones, like, me and Sim kind of looked across each other and just started smiling. We were like, oh, nah. And then, like, I feel like the general feeling in people's mouth is that Verdansk coming back and only having 2 POIs was, like, not a good thing. So I feel like to linger on it and to push it so hard and for so long was just net negative. Like, either don't play it at all or do like a mini royale specifically centered on the POIs, because that was actually like in itself.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like that that is actually pretty cool. Like the new POIs are cool. Do a mini royale on that so that we play that, watch it, win there, get your moments,
100%. Like that's like that would have been infinitely better than what we did. That's crazy.
There was just 25 minutes spent on like a map we already played, and it was just kind of a waste of time.
Yeah, like I really
like
wish I could play them
from like creators as well. We're kind of not that hyped for Verdansk, and like, you know, that we're not just gonna sit there and fake it. Be like, holy shit, dude, look at this new POI on this 4-year-old map. Like, you know, if you want organic like enjoyment of it, it has to be centered around the new stuff, and like that needs to be the focus, you know. So do a mini royale on that specific part if that's what you're gonna focus on. You want to do Verdansk, like sure, and then give us the new shit. Really focus on the new stuff. Like kind of sweep under the rug that there's no new big map yet, and then even then you can make a big deal that like the blackout thing's gonna happen. That's freaking awesome. Be like, wow, look at this. We also added POIs. Here's the new map. I think that would be like better, in my opinion.
Yeah, that would have been sick for the 2 POI thing, for sure.
I have like, okay, so I was going to wait a little bit to kind of talk about this, but I feel like it plays into everything that we're like, it's, I guess, a good way to break the segment, right? But it, when it comes to Verdansk and Warzone as a whole, right? And let me know what you guys think. It feels like things are changing, and this next event, and last year's, I would say, if they felt the exact same, and I think people were pissed both times. And so, Shanice, take this, write this down.
The year before, it was just sadness of what you talking about for work.
that was the year before, 2 years ago, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But I think what would have helped all the negative feedback is if there was managed expectations, because last year and this year as well, it's seeming to me like we get the big updates in March and April. Now, those are going to be for Warzone specific, the big things. Last year, that's what it was. This year, it's looking like it's going to be the same thing, right? If they released Blackout Experience, Avalon Big Map with last week at Call of Duty Next, I don't think anybody would be complaining. Obviously, it'll be those small people complaining, but like people would not be as pissed as what they are now because they would have managed expectations. So I'm not even trolling. I know this is crazy expensive, but who cares? I'm gonna throw this out there. I want that. If this is gonna be the cycle from now on, if the cycle is gonna be, every March, April, that's when the big things come out for Warzone. There 1,000% should be a Warzone Next. So this next should be focused on multiplayer and zombies and Warzone, maybe like obviously like what they did like this year. I think would be just like they gave us a little stuff like a new small map and 2 new POI updates. Like that's small. It's like whatever.
That's a season
cool.
update.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's like it's like
imagine they did like the multiplayer, like everyone's building up to November, like, oh my god, new Black Ops is coming out, and then we get to November and they go, oh yeah, you're gonna get all the new guns and the new maps in March, and like you built up to it all year, and
That's
then
how
you
we
just
feel.
get disappointed. Yeah, that's tough.
That
Well,
if there was communication, there was like if people had managed expectations, because what it seems like from what it looks like on the outside looking in is Warzone isn't the main priority right now. It's selling Warzone, the new game, right, and zombies. Like and it's fine, but like the Warzone guys, we have these high expectations. Like, oh, we're gonna get something crazy. We're gonna get a new map, all this shit, right? And then But sorry, Jake, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was getting passionate.
No. It goes back to those expectations because I think even leading up to it, it was like radio silence on Warzone, right? And then when we get to the event the day before, they're like, "Oh, you'll just have to pay attention to your chat for the news."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay, well that makes my expectations be there like huge spectrum of things." And then chat just says, "Oh, Blackout 2." And I was like, "Oh, okay." Like I know nothing about it. They didn't tease a screenshot, a trailer. Like, is it going to be it's saying it's alongside it? There's too many unknowns. I can't be and I got to wait 7 months.
Yeah. Like I'm telling you, like if there was, and I think when I'm looking at the Warzone update and I'm looking at everything Warzone related, I don't necessarily think that the update is bad. If it was season 4 or 5 update, like, I'd be, oh, sick, cool. But for a Call of Duty next, like that's like I would say very mid, right? But if we went into it knowing that, hey, your guys' next is not until, let's say, if things come out in March, April, then February. If Warzone next is not until February, all right, cool. We don't need anything crazy, right? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I'll add this to it because it's kind of like we got the same update back-to-back years because last year we got Area 99. They did overhaul the game in the previous one, removed backpacks and a lot of those changes. But realistically, we had the same problem then where like we're experiencing that fatigue of like, I get that it's a lot of work to change those things because especially when you talk to a lot of the devs one-on-one, people are busting their ass to try and get certain updates out, certain things fixed. It does feel like there's certain limitations to the game or with working with other studios or with Activision, at least when it comes to Raven, that maybe there are some limitations where they just cannot do things as quickly as we would like, I guess, or even they would like. But back-to-back years is kind of like one of those things. And what's sad is the way that information was delivered. It feels like it is more of a nothing burger. Even though like one of the biggest problems with the staleness of Warzone is the lack of weapon balance, they're going to be able to do better weapon balance than they've ever done in all 5 years of Warzone. But that gets like just scooted to the side because nobody cares. Because until you feel that, you're not going to like be able to have an opinion on how good the balancing is going to be for both the loadouts, the floor loot, the attachments, the distinctions between multiplayer and Warzone feeling drastically different for weapons versus like not all that difference. And they're going to be able to make rapid changes versus having to go through every studio anytime they want to fix a specific gun.
Yeah, that was not talked about at all because I get it to like the casual audience or the majority of people watching, they don't understand that. But to us, we see that and it's like, yo, wait, what? Like they're finally going to be able to make changes without having to affect the main game. Like that's huge. Like that's not really talked about.
It was already present in the attachments. I don't know if you created a class in Warzone.
I did. The guns felt like wildly different. Like in multi, the M8 was like insane, and it was just so mid-ball.
So one of the things that was pretty different is like right now, if you go in Black Ops 6 or even Black Ops 7, these attachments don't exist on a barrel, which is what we had in MW 2019 and for the games right after, where if you put on the longest barrel, it gave less recoil, better bullet velocity, and better range. Those attachments don't exist. In the Warzone build that we played at next, those attachments exist on the rifles. So the rifle will have, that's going to be the go-to for ranged weapons, right? You're going to have the longest barrel, which has the range, bullet velocity, and recoil, which is something we basically haven't had as part of our loadouts.
Yeah. Like so it's different. It's a lot different. Yeah.
Different. Yeah.
It'll play like so. Shanice said she said if we did a next event that didn't have Warzone, would you guys still want to go? I'll answer quickly. I think yes, regardless, because that gives us a preview of if there's a new movement system, what it's gonna look like in Warzone, and then 2, what new guns would all be coming. Right? At the end of the day, I think all of us. I don't know. Maybe I'm speaking. I don't want to speak for all of us, but I grind the multi for the first month that it comes out. Like I get all the mastery camos, so
Yes.
I will play it regardless. Like I would go to
But
that
there
regardless.
are a lot of creators that don't do that. They're specific to Warzone that they probably wouldn't necessarily want to go or feel the need to go. I do put myself in the same bucket as you in that regard, where I play all the modes. I'm even going to play the campaign and do the end game for this game because it's gonna be like a 20-hour campaign. Like it's gonna be huge. And that's not getting talked about or gassed enough either, but whatever.
I just feel like if like that's the question of like, would you still go to next if we didn't have a Warzone section? It feels like we're almost getting like baited in. It's like a mousetrap, bro. Like the Warzone, like the mysterious Warzone part of next is like the cheese to bring the creators, and it's like, oh, we have nothing, but you're all here. Like it's just bait at that point, bro. Like,
well, as long as they tell us.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If we knew we weren't getting any Warzone stuff and we were just there for next, then it'd be kind of cool, you know? And then we get Warzone stuff in March. But like with the system now, it's like they know we're going to be upset there's no new big map, but they don't tell us, so we all go to next. And then we get there and get disappointed. Like the sentiment after an event's like set up that way is always going to be negative.
I feel like this next would have been fine with the whole Warzone stuff if they just scheduled it properly. Like I just think we wasted so much time doing the whole Verdansk thing where no one really got to play the new like Resurgence map, and there was just like they could have done it in like a way that like they actually made announcements for Warzone, but with the whole like not being able to play the new Resurgence map, I don't know. I feel like that was like the miss for me.
I disagree with you on that. Only because I think a lot of it wasn't clear. Like, because I even got comments on my video. Because everything got leaked ahead of time that it was basically a zombies repurposed map, even though that's like an oversimplification. There's like,
that was like
part of a building is a
right.
zombies building, and part of a building is a zombies building, but the other like 80% of the map
Main Street,
is not zombies.
Main Street is the only part, 100%.
So I still feel like the sentiment would be that, because it's easy to hate on COD, especially when people latch onto that specific thing where, regardless if the map sucked to play or it was amazing to play, it's that like, oh, it's just a zombies map, which we know it's not a zombies map. But, you know, I think the sentiment still would have been negative for next, for the Warzone side, even if that was flipped around. Primarily,
I agree.
There's repurposed assets.
Yeah, what did you guys think of the map?
I
thought the map was really good. I liked it a lot. I thought the colors were really bright. I felt like the POIs were cool. I felt like they flowed between pretty well. I will say, like, I feel like they hedge their bets too much sometimes. Like, if they're gonna do a zombie theme map, it kind of would have been cool if they went like all out and like made it feel like a zombies map. You know, like that actually
that'd be crazy.
Cool. But it felt like they said it was gonna be a zombies map, and then it was just like a regular Resurgence map with a part from a zombies map that a lot of people wouldn't even have necessarily played. Like, if you didn't tell me that was supposed to be inspired by zombies, I wouldn't have been able to tell you. That would have just felt like a new map.
I don't think it was, right? I don't think it was, like, you know.
I think they probably just thought it would be cool to put those POIs in there. But I agree with FIFA saying this would have been sick, and maybe they're sandbagging it for next year. But this would have been sick if we got this map like 2 months ago, and then for the update that's supposed to come out this week, we'd get the haunting version, and that shit would go hard, right?
That'd be sick. That'd be sick.
But like, and people would be like, "Oh shit, it's like zombies," but like it would be like a positive, sentimental thing, but it's not.
Yeah,
going back to what Ebatez said though about like the next thing, I do feel like if they framed it differently, it would have been different though. Like if we played the new Resurgence map and we were told like after playing a little bit like, hey, you know, there's a new blackout thing coming, that would be awesome. And then we go like, all right, there's 2 new like, you know, BR POI updates. We play like mini royale in each, you know, try it out. I feel like that could have been so much more different because then people are actually hyped about the blackout thing. I feel like people were so butthurt about the Verdansk thing that they kind of overlooked Blackout being like a really cool thing. Because in itself, Blackout 2 or whatever is coming out and a whole new big map is like actually huge news. But it felt like it kind of got like sidestepped because people were already unhappy about like other shit.
Yep, I agree.
That should have been, again, like that should have been what next is now. Like all that stuff, the new map, the you know, Blackout 2, that should have been last week. That should be what we get in December.
Also, I will say that I don't know how the system works on the event side, but somebody should have been able to pull like an audible and say jump back on the small map, because literally when everyone switched over, everyone's chat said, "Why are you playing Verdansk?" That's clearly a point where somebody's got to make the decision. Everyone wants to. We need to get you guys back on the other thing. This thing didn't work quite like we thought it would, and that's okay to change course. Okay, at least in my opinion, maybe there's more like stuff beyond that, but realistically it was like a hard, everyone's chat goes, "Why are you playing Verdansk?" And
I mean, dude, we
like
turn
the
around
audible,
and send Scump on
if the
multi.
systems aren't in place, there should be somebody to make a determination like, nah, you guys could play whatever you want right now, we're good, go ahead.
I was literally begging, like I was in the next the Discord, and I was like, "Yo, can everybody please queue Hollows or Haven's Hollow?" Because I was like, I really want to play. Lobbies are not filling. Like, please, can someone queue? Because I think everyone was being told we need to play Verdansk. We need to play Verdansk. So I was queuing. I was just sitting in lobby. It was like 12 out of 40 players, and like it just never filled. So I was just literally walking around the pregame for an hour, just exploring Haven's Hollow.
Yeah.
I couldn't. I only got to play one game.
Doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, I just got B-roll and like was just chilling.
Yeah, I don't know. That map, again, I know some people play tested it, and a lot of people said it was horrible. I was maybe that's why I like it, because I was expecting it to be horrendous. And then we go out and play it, and I'm like, yo, this is pretty cool. Pretty dope.
I mean, I guess I can talk about it now because I was one of the people that played it early. They fixed a lot of things. Like this, dude, it was really bad when we first played it, but they fixed a lot of issues. Like visibly, it was like it was so like unclear. Like your paths and stuff were just like super off. The buy stations made no sense. Like there wasn't a buy station on like the riverboat and stuff like that. So like we gave a lot of feedback like at that session whenever we played, and they took a lot of it. I think a big problem with this map though is the middle of the map is like empty. Like I explained it like where it's like a donut, where like the outside of the map is like super filled, and then like Homestead is like in the middle of the map, and it's literally nothing. It's like two buildings that are like burnt down, and it just does not make sense. Where like think about like Rebirth Island, Prison is like literally in the middle of the map, and it like extends and like stretches, and like it's like an actual POI. This map, like the middle of the map, just like makes no sense.
Is that bad? Think about it, because every single map we've ever had, the middle of the map is deadass always like the most hot. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing to have, like not necessarily nothing in the middle, right? But like to have all the hot zones around so it disperses a little bit evenly.
No, I agree. I like that the POIs like on the outside are fire. I just think the middle of the map needs a little bit more to like, because like if you tried to like go early and you played the middle of the map in the middle of the game, you're just gonna die every time, because there was no way to hold down the middle of the map, if that makes sense. Like how I think about like Rebirth Island, like if you're Prison, like if you're top Prison, like it's like you're pretty much safe up there unless like someone pushes you. Whereas like if you go to Homestead and you go early, you're just cooked every time. So like you have to play the outside of the map on this, is like how it played. But and also too, like the POI, like the loot discrepancies are too high, where like they were just showing like train station or the train right there. Like if you go like 100 yards to like the north side, it's like that mansion. There's like a ton of loot. It's like a sick POI. And then you go like 100 yards to the left, it's like pond. It's like two chests and like a little like thing. And it's like, there's just like too much loot discrepancy within like POI to POI as well. So honestly, I think they could do a lot of really good things. And like FIFA said, the coloring on the map is fire. It's just going to be like how much they want to change. Cause like, yeah, like you look at Pond, there's one building, and then look to the right of it, Mansion is just like giant. And it's just like, well, that doesn't make any sense.
I have a question for you guys.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead, JGOD.
Well, I was going to say is one thing that's always weird to me when they do maps is the player count that they land on always feels off, right?
Yes,
so one of the things that a lot of people talked about on this map when we played it earlier, they're like it should have around 50, 55. And when they presented the map to us at the presentation, they said it's smaller than Vondel and it's bigger than Rebirth. So why wouldn't the player count reflect that, right? Rebirth 45, Vondel 72 or whatever the hell it was. Why not 50, 55? Whatever the math breaks down per trios, quads, or whatever, and do that. Because I think a lot of times, especially for the content creators that go to the event and that stream regularly on these, it's really all about how many kills you can get. Like the map, whether or not it plays good or not, that's like a huge equation, I think, for a lot of creators. And that's why I think Vondel was popular. Because you could drop insane. 80 kills? Like something stupid. I think those things do factor into the map. And if this only has 45 players and it's going to be easier to drop higher kill games on Rebirth, the creators are just going to play Rebirth, because when they put 100 kills in the thumbnail and title versus 60 on the new map,
Yeah.
one doesn't have quite as much appeal. And I think that's like a subtle thing that they could always start with and then tone it back if it becomes an issue. But a lot of times they always seem to go a little bit more conservative on people are playing in the playlist. It just is kind of odd.
Yeah, they always tend to raise it.
Oh,
But go
here
ahead.
you go.
No, sorry.
That's what I was gonna
There's
say
a
to,
delay. There's a delay. Sorry.
Oh yeah. No worries. That's what I was gonna say to like Ebatez thing about like the middle of the map, because all the like resurgence, people landing on the outside. If you like clear Main Street and Riverboat, right, then it's gonna be, and then zone pools like north. You have to go so far to find the next kills because, like Ebatez said, there's not gonna be really anybody in the middle of the map. So I feel like the kills are gonna be super spread out edge. It's gonna be hard to like farm in that sense, and I feel like that's what kind of made Rebirth pop off because it's not a big map, but it's like trying to be low key.
Yeah.
But I think it will play really good for like ranked and stuff though. It gives me the same vibe as that map gave me the same vibe as like Fortune's Keep after the update when they destroyed it. Like I could see us having a crazy Rebirth ranked season like that Fortune's Keep season. That'd be so much fun. But in terms of like resurgence, I do think Rebirth would be like better for farming and for the Rebirth creators in that sense.
Well, that's something I've talked to like the devs about. Like initially when we played this, I was like, yo, this is like a really good ranked map in my opinion. Like a lot of the rocks and like a lot of the cover, especially on the edge of the map, are very intentional. Like if you look at the north side, there's like a waterfall there and like there's like a bunch of rocks that like you could actually play cover there and it's not like bad. So like the way that this map's designed from a rank perspective is like really good. It's just like how do the casual players, you know what I mean? Like how are they going to enjoy the map? I'm not sure. I just think the middle of the map needs to be a little bit more, I don't know, just it needs to make a little bit more sense because like right now it just feels empty. And I don't know if like players are going to like that.
Yeah, I mean, I wish
so good for Rebirth ranked though. My goodness.
I wish we had more time on it, fellas. Like I wish we could, because I played two games. I was having fun. When they told me to go back to Verdansk, I was like, no, please, Papa. But yeah.
At least you got a win though.
Yeah.
I spectated. I was like, man, every lobby I'm running into, I died to FIFA, and then FIFA died to your squad, and the match before that, I run into Shotzi and Scump. And it's like, dude, can we
Has
not?
been cranked.
I know. Sheesh.
I think they need to have a casual mode at COD Next because like I was playing with Stone Mountain and he was like stressing out, bro. He's like, I'm just trying to chill, like boys. I'm just trying to vibe. And like me and Picnic were like, one dead. Like we're just like going passionate, like because we know we're playing against other creators and like Stone's just trying to vibe, right? So I do think that they need a casual mode at COD Next just so people can kind of just like promote the game or like the map in like a very casual way, not just like sweating going hard. I don't know. There needs to be like an answer for that, I feel like.
I think that's a really good idea.
Okay. All right, boys. So look, let's kind of dig a little bit deeper into Warzone as a whole. What did you guys think about the changes in general? I guess the big one is, and I've seen it a lot on Twitter, and a lot of creators have been talking about it. And I'm curious to see what y'all's thoughts are. Do you guys, and I'm assuming you guys have all played the beta. You guys obviously all played Next. What do you guys think about the wall bounce, and should it come to Warzone? JGOD, I want to hear your thoughts first.
I think it could. It makes more sense for them to delay it because it says that we're getting refurbished version or enhanced or whatever the hell it says for Rebirth and Verdansk. And I think it makes a lot of sense for them to do changes to those maps to make wall bouncing make more sense. Because when they made Verdansk 6, 7, 8 years ago, they probably started working on it. And we finally got to play it back in 2020. I don't think they ever envisioned they'd have wall bouncing on there. So nothing's designed for wall bouncing. Same with Rebirth. This is a remade map from like 8 years ago for BO4. And we had Rebirth Island there. Or with Alcatraz. So I don't think it makes sense to implement it right off the bat because of the fact that we don't have any new maps that make sense for it. But I think they will implement it when it comes out. And I think those enhanced versions, it would make sense to tie into the 2035 theme of Black Ops 7. And they can make a futuristic period of Verdansk, which would be different than what we had in 1984 or whatever.
Okay. Yeah, so I want to just say one thing real quick because I saw Danger type it in the chat, and I just want everybody to not get it twisted because I feel like people always kind of twist words. Like he pretty much said people asking for wall bounce, but then also asking for Warzone to be a standalone game. Shake my head. So there's no confusion. People want Warzone to be its standalone game, so that way, if the main game comes out with really good quality of life features or really good movement updates, they can then choose whether to add them or not. So that way we're not in the position again where it's Warzone 2 and they completely ruin the game with their multiplayer. So then we can choose, okay, we don't want that in the game, right? We don't want no slide canceling, no this, all that stuff, as opposed to now where it's, oh, this thing is actually not bad. Like this wall bounce is actually pretty cool. They now Call of Duty has and Raven Software have the opportunity to decide whether they want to put it in or not. Right? I think that's the biggest thing that people want.
That's a positive of us not getting content until March, is that they can actually simmer on it for a little bit and decide, okay, what is the actual sentiment? What's the usage rate? Are people liking this? Is it a bad thing? Will it negatively impact their game when IW decides to come out with their game next year and it doesn't do these things, right? Like it'll be a drastic difference. So I don't know. Yeah.
So I will say I like that they can choose what to bring in and what to not bring in now. So this is good. This is good. Like they made it completely separate. Go ahead, FIFA. Sorry.
Yo, JD said in the chat, futuristic downtown would be nuts. And I just got like, imagine if there was like little panels that you could like chain wall jumps to rotate and shit. Oh my god, that'd be insane. Yo.
Do you guys think that Haven's Hollow was made with wall bouncing in mind?
No,
I don't think
it had to have. I feel like it had
maybe
to
on, like
have.
some of the train stations and stuff. Like you could bounce off the train, but I don't know. I don't think so.
I feel like there's not enough of it for it
I
to
didn't
make
play
sense.
enough
Like,
of it to make it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played one game and I was going hard. I thought I was in World Series, bro.
I just feel like if you look at the multiplayer maps, they're like so intentionally designed for it. Like every single map, you can see a good amount of it. And I feel like if that's like the route they were going down when they had the wall jump in mind, either they were like hedging their bets and they did a few just in case they did want to add it, or it just wasn't designed that way at all, because like there was no wall bounces that I could see like off of the small time we had that were like meaningfully placed.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I personally think it was designed with it in mind. That's just my gut feeling, but who knows, right? Again, we only played it twice, so at least Ebatez played it once. Well, I guess you got to play it early, so it is what it is. But yeah, okay. So now FIFA, Ebatez, do you guys want wall bounce to come to Warzone? Do you think it makes sense, or do you think it's not something that you would want?
I want it. I just feel like after a certain period of time, like things get stale. That's just how it goes. Like you can't play the same thing forever, you know? I think every battle royale and every game that's survived innovates wherever it can. And I think that's one thing we fell short of in like COD, especially over the years. I feel like back in BO3, we were kind of onto a good thing. I feel like AW people hated it because it was so new. And then they kind of like panicked and went back to boots on the ground. But I think BO3, looking back, it was onto something like pretty special. I think the new wall bouncing and the multiplayer feels like a mix of like BO3 and BO4 in a sense. And I feel like if you don't start changing things, especially significant things like that, eventually it'll just fizzle out and get boring. Bro, you look at games like Fortnite, look at all the movement shit they add and it doesn't break the game. You know, it makes it more fun.
They had a wall jump in Fortnite too. I don't know if it stayed, but I remember seeing a trailer for that.
Yeah, like, that's what I mean. Like just adding stuff like that, I feel like is good for the game. Just like keeping it fresh. Like maybe, you know, if it's too crazy, adjust it, but at least add it, because otherwise at some point people just get bored.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that it could be cool. I do like that the movement we have right now for Warzone, and I think that changing the movement every year is just like unhealthy for Warzone in general, because like we get a new game with like new movement, new mechanics. Everything's horrible for 5 months. They fix it, it's great, and then like we kind of get back in that cycle again where it was like Warzone 2, it was shit. Then we got to like Warzone 3. Warzone 3 was great, but it wasn't like, we don't have a bunny hop. Like we kind of lost some things, and then like, but it was good. And then like now we're in Black Ops 6. They like fixed some other things. Omni movement was cool, and then like I don't know. It's like I do wish that we kind of like progress off the movement we have, and then they add things like maybe the wall jump could be cool and stuff. I hope they don't change the movement completely. Like I think familiarity is like a very important thing. Like people could go back and play Apex right now if they haven't played in a year, and they're like, oh, it feels familiar. So I think for Warzone, that's like super important. Like, you know, a new multiplayer every year is cool. So I think that's like their style. But I think for Warzone, we have to keep it not the same, but they should innovate. You know, add like a wall bounce. Like that could be a cool new thing, and like add little things, but keep the base movement. Like Omni movement should never go away in Warzone, in my opinion. Like it is so unique, and I feel like it plays super super well. And I saw rumors of it leaving or something, but I don't think Omni Movement should go anywhere in Warzone. Like, and they should just continue to innovate.
I mean, look, I'll say this now. Clip this now. I'm clipping it now. Like Raven having like it's separate from, you know, from the main game it's probably going to be a very good thing next year, because from what we're seeing from all the leaks, yeah, I don't think they learned from Warzone 2. I don't know. You know, who knows how true that is? But
those leaks, I felt like bro is trolling.
That sounded insane.
He basically said, "All right, describe the worst Call of Duty experience in the history of COD, and this is what game we're gonna make." Like, bro,
yeah, what? I don't know. I hope that's not true. I hope, right? But if like next year, it's from what the leaks are saying, who knows? I hope it's not true though. But that's where something like this.
You're gonna see Hector over on RP for GTA 6.
That was a vibe. I can't even lie. That was a vibe.
Dude,
Yeah.
With that, what we're talking about though, like if you look over the lifespan of just COD as a multiplayer alone, like it's always innovation. You know, like things stepped up. You look at COD 4 and it had the UAV precision airstrike attack helicopter, and then World of War kind of had the same thing. And then like Modern Warfare 2 comes out, and then they add like all these different kill streaks, and everyone sees that as a positive. Like it's new and it's an adjustment, and they have to tweak it because some things are overpowered, some things are underpowered. But like it's cool. And then we got the nuke, and then you know you go even further than that. You go to MW3, then you get specialist, and it's new and it's cool. But then they take it away again. It's like they can keep innovating and adding things and adjusting them once they're in, and then like just keep building upon that base thing. If you completely overhaul or just remove things that a lot of people have liked and like gotten used to, obviously you're going to have pushback. You know what I mean? Like it's easier to keep something that's already there. And if it's like not something that people like, they just won't use it and interact with it. Like that effort you spend taking it out and like changing shit is effort you could be spending making shit you already have or like better, or making new stuff that's cool, you know?
Mm-hmm. So one thing I'll add with this, because I just thought of it on top of my head, with one thing I noticed a lot with the beta is that they've for the past few years, they've like nerfed like the streaks to like they're complete garbage, right? And it's almost like the people who are playing COD right now don't realize like that was a core part of COD. And then now we have this sniper thing, and people are like hating on it on Twitter, I see. But it's like, it's supposed to be broken. It's a streak. You earned it. The VTOL goes in freaking hard. The dog is whatever. But the Goliath thing, these things are kicking ass, right? But that's the way it's supposed to feel. But people act like that's not the identity of COD. It's supposed to be, if they get that streak, you might even want to back out. Like that's how like disgusting that streak is. Like that's the whole thing. It's supposed to be. And when you get it, it's supposed to feel like, yeah, I'm fucking these dudes up, you know? That's the way it's supposed to feel. But people act like that's not COD, you know? Like, oh, it's OP, it's annoying. Like, brother, like, is this your first?
I agree.
Like, we had the raps, and everyone just still call these new things the raps, and they're fucking godlike too.
And it's like,
I will say though, like I feel like it's cheesy when there's a whole team on you like spawn trapping calling streaks, but I feel like they ruined kill streaks for the last few years for that niche amount of people that abused it. And it's like, it is annoying when people do that, and like, you know, good players should be advised against doing it. But like at the end of the day, I'd rather everyone get the opportunity to have a cool experience with streaks than remove them and make them terrible just because there's a few bad eggs, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, also the fact that they didn't like put this long ass spawn protection, like you're actually like putting some punishment down with some of these streaks.
Yeah.
People getting these ass beat when they get spawned. It's elite. Like I think that's part of why I've liked the beta so much. Is obviously you don't get them every match. Sometimes some maps are sweatier than others, even in the open bracket. You might go against parties. It's not as all obvious if you miss the pregame lobby to check it. But it definitely has that, like, oh shit, I got streaks. I'm going to change the game now. Like, we're going to actually make a comeback or something. Like, there's those elements where it just didn't exist before.
Yeah. I don't know. One thing kind of like going back to Warzone, and I know Smixy had mentioned it earlier. I was like, wait, is this placebo or some shit? But like and now that Smixy said it, I kind of guys, did you guys feel like Warzone the movement felt way different than normal? I want to know what they changed because it felt way more grounded, and I'm assuming it's because of the auto tac sprint like change that now your gunfights feel way snappier because you don't have to take into account the auto tac sprint like bring your gun out. Now it's just quick, like your gun's ready. It felt very snappy and smooth. I don't know how to explain it. Did you guys feel that too?
I didn't experience that. I thought it felt good, but I didn't experience like, oh my god, this feels different.
Oh, it's definitely different, I think.
Yeah, something felt different. Like I don't know what they did. It felt more grounded, less slippery, and more snappy.
I feel like that's naturally how it goes, though, right? It's like when you switch from like a TV to a monitor, it's like a very seamless transition because it's improving. But if you try to go back, then it's worse.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
that's the reason
really
why, like for me personally, like even when Warzone 1 came out in MW 2019, I was a big advocate of removing tac sprint. I don't think it's good for COD. I don't think it's ever been good for COD. I don't think it's good for basically any video game. But it took them a long time to get rid of it, and I think it's a net positive. They did buff the movement speeds for base movement speeds as well. So whereas before, if you ran out of your tac sprint or you weren't running sprinter, you would be moving slower. So by default, on average, the person who's not spamming tac sprint and not running sprinter should be moving at a faster speed, like on average. So the movement's gonna be better, and you're not gonna be punished as much. And this is one of the big problems with MW 2019 is because the TTK was as fast as the draw speed, attack sprint. A lot of times you were like discouraged from tac sprinting because you were likely going to be caught off guard and you would die before your gun was up. So by removing that, it's going to feel a little bit more fluid and it's going to be a little bit more snappy. Yeah.
I mean, this is what I wanted to talk about specifically. It's like, dude, whoever was in charge of like, because when I heard that they were taking off ATS, I was like, oh, fuck, they're going to fuck it up. It's going to feel slow. Whoever was in charge of this, I give them a raise. Like, I'm at, like, whoever's in charge of the shit, give them a raise because they actually made the speeds really good. Like, when they said, oh, auto or tac sprint is going to be behind a perk, I was kind of like, ooh, like, this could have really fucked up the game, like genuinely. They could have made default speed slow as fuck and then giving you tac sprint or the tac sprint perk and made you just feel normal. Nah, twin. So default, you feel fast. You feel really good. Like default seed. But bro, did you guys try on the fucking sprinter perk?
No.
Brother, it is fucking cracked. Like the biggest thing when you want to make a perk like that, you have to make it intentional. You cannot make it a slight little buff. It has to be like, yo, this is worth doing. Especially because it's in the same slot as Quick Fix, right? That shit, you are fucking moving. Like, I would say, I'm going to call them out whenever they do things bad, but I also call out when they do things good. The default speeds feel great, but you put on tac sprint if you do want it, and you are incredibly fast. Please do not nerf it, bro, because you guys always put out cool shit, then y'all nerf it, bro.
I have a question, though. Is it the same effect if you just pull out your knife?
No, it's faster.
No.
Oh, wow.
No, it's going to be faster.
It's faster.
Because you can't tac sprint with your melee weapon without the perk.
Right.
So melee is still going to be faster than default weapons. So everything got a buff across the board. And then tac sprint's still there, but then it's like the gap between tac sprint and normal sprinting is smaller.
That's perfect.
I will say, I know like a lot of people are talking about this on Twitter already, but I feel like dexterity needs to just be base.
Oh, it is for Warzone. Yep. It is for Warzone.
But even for multi,
I feel like
it's not for multi. Yeah.
Bro.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I remember I had it accidentally on one of my classes at Next, and I didn't have it on one of my other classes accidentally at Next. And the first game I felt so good, and the second game I was like, bro, what is this like sliding shit? And it was only when Aiden told me, he was like, yo, you need to have dexterity.
Like
I was like, oh. I'm like, yeah, I'm just because like the movement's so cracked, I'm sliding around everywhere. My gun's like, I can't even aim. It just feels like if you're gonna make the movement that like smooth and that good, and the gunplay happens so quickly and have the time to kill that fast, that's gonna be a base perk. It has to be.
Yeah. I agree 1000%. I was gonna get into multi after, but yes, like for multi, there's a couple things. I mean, we could get into it now, unless you guys feel like, because I didn't want to go too fast when it comes to Warzone. Was there anything that you guys wanted to talk about specifically for Warzone? Like, again, everybody will play it, but for me, I guess to kind of summarize, it was mid. It was mid only because of our expectations. If this was a season 5 update, I would be praising it and be like, oh fuck yeah, like this is a good update. But because it was a Call of Duty next update and we expect something to be fucking like insane, it was kind of like like, it was very mid ball. That's kind of
The
my
only thing I'll
expectation.
add that I could think of is like the perk rework is cool, but Mountaineer just needs to be what it was before. Like, cool, you can do this roll shit, whatever. Like, I don't care. Like, that's gonna get me killed. Like, I want to be able to land, gun up, and you can actually just jump off buildings. It should be as good as it was before. It's not competitive otherwise. There's no reason for you to use it if it only helps you on 10% of the buildings. Like, what's the point? So that's just an aside that's part of that gameplay loop, but whatever.
okay.
My only Warzone comment would be, you know how they added the 2 new POIs? I feel like if we're gonna go down the route of like, all right, you guys are stuck with Ebatez for another 7 months now, having already played it for 3 years. If we're gonna go down that route, and we're gonna go down the route of like, oh, new POI, but it's the same shit we had like 2 years ago. Just they have like the design and the coding for like all those old POIs. Just bring back Verdansk K4. Just do all of them. Like, if you're gonna give us factory, okay, that's cooler than it was. Like, it's better than having silos there because it's slightly newer and it's different. Just do dam, do store, like just do all the shit they did before. Like, why not?
I will.
I feel like
add,
it's lower
like,
effort. No?
There's no like lore in like Verdansk right now that I know of, and anyone who's a lore Andy I've talked to, they don't seem to think there's lore going on that's concurrent, so they don't have to stick to any storylines. Is kind of more my point.
Yeah.
What I will say though is it's unfortunate that we know that they're coming out with the big juice like in March, April, whatever, because it almost is like. Normally what happens in those cases is this map will not get touched for the next 6 months.
Yeah,
This
but
is what we're gonna
that's
have
what
to
I'm
then.
saying. Like,
Because they're working
That's
on
why-
the next thing, you know?
Right.
Like,
that's why I'm saying bring back POIs they already did, like minimal
Yeah.
effort type shit. You know what I mean? Like,
just
I
put
wonder
it
if
they
there,
already have
just
it
copy and
designed.
paste
It's-
that shit on.
That's what I
How
mean. Like,
minimal
bro,
effort is that, you know?
I mean, it's no accident that they added factory. Like, they could have done a new POI there. You think it wasn't easier than to just make one they already like put in? That's got to be
They
easier.
could add.
I
Yeah,
mean-
they could add array above TV station.
Bring
Yep,
back
they could do
nukes,
the
bro.
dam back to
Please,
they,
bro,
they
bring back
modified the
nukes, bro,
vehicles. We
please.
didn't talk anything at all, but in Verdansk, the
LTV.
vehicles are different. Yeah, you had the
They are
LTV. It
different.
felt pretty good.
I posted a video.
Wait.
I don't know if JD. I can send it to JD real quick. So
Hey,
you can
really, I
pull it
never
up.
got in it.
Yeah, I mean, it looks cool. Like,
Oh, the way they look, yeah. I thought you meant the way they
but
drive.
I think it felt different too. It felt,
really?
I mean, it felt like maybe it just was a short run, but it felt different.
I put it in
I
our
was
group chat,
driving through
JD.
Quarry.
Hey,
They do this
Zydril,
every year, copy paste. Yeah.
Zydril ex dev said, sadly, that's not the way it works as far as like bringing back POIs. It's not as easy as like it's
Wait.
They have
not.
to redo it all.
Okay.
They have to redo it all.
I have a second question then. If
Yes.
bringing back POIs is as difficult as making new ones, then why not just make new ones? Then give us recycled shit we already played.
Well, wasn't the whole reason Verdansk came back initially is because everyone wanted Verdansk back?
No, I understand that, but like, why add
freshness to
factory?
Verdansk.
Why add factory back as one of your 2 big POIs when it's the same shit we played? Like,
No, I'm
if
hearing
it's
you.
as hard to bring back factory as it would be to make something new, then do something new. Like what? Like
I thought
if
that-
it's
I thought they were gonna bring
lower
Fringe,
effort,
bruh.
you know what I'm saying though? If it's lower effort to like just like copy and paste, then copy and paste and do more of it. But if it's as difficult to do both, then do something new. It makes no sense not to.
Yeah.
I wonder why. Yeah, I don't know how that. Like, I'll see what he says. I'll just for clarification. He's not a Warzone dev or an ex Warzone dev. He was an ex multiplayer dev. Right? Well,
Now he works for
Well,
Fortnite, right?
no. Wait. Oh yeah, you do, right?
Yeah,
he
works
does,
for
he
Fortnite.
does, yeah.
They're building a God Squad over there, bro.
Yo,
They're just taking-
they
literally-
grabbed everybody,
they
bro.
have the Thanos.
and
they
then
have the
Teddy
Thanos
gets a
squad, and they
promotion,
fucking-
dog, after
Bro.
5 months.
Bro, Teddy is like it is. I don't know. Does that mean like he's like running all of BR or some shit? Because he said he's
I don't
now-
know. I don't know how their
Yeah.
their background scheme
Bro.
works, but
He's literally him. He's him. Like if you watch
mean,
by
bro.
Ted, you'd be like, that's him.
I mean,
Yeah.
dude, look at how much like Warzone was like innovating and repairing itself when he was there versus like after he left. It's almost like if you look at, you could put Warzone like eras into like developers, bro. Like pre-TED, post-TED, real shit.
That's my goat,
Yep.
man. That's my fucking goat. My fucking king, bro. Yo,
He's him.
he's. I've been asked to step up to lead Fortnite Battle Royale.
Bro, that's like yeah, you
That's
gotta be Thanos to do that.
insane. That is fucking insane.
After
Yeah,
5
we-
months,
I
he's
mean-
already like, he's literally just the guy.
Cooking.
We had him,
I
chat. Just know we
he
had him.
is so hung, bro. So hung.
Okay. Well, JGOD was drinking water. That's crazy.
Bro, I almost.
No, my bad, Jacob.
Okay, for Warzone specifically, fellas, what do you guys think they need? Because, for example, this new Avalon experience, right? Like, it seems like it's going to be something completely different, obviously, right? Like, it's going to probably be no loadouts, looting for your guns, right? Do you think we're at the point, because I was thinking about this, where Warzone as a whole, the gameplay loop that we have now is just boring. And we need something fresh and new, even though we're getting something that we've had originally, right? But like, what is y'all's thoughts? What does Warzone need? Because I agree with you, FIFA. After a certain point, things do get stale. No matter how fun something is, it does get stale after a certain amount of time, and you have to keep innovating. So, what do y'all think? What does Warzone need right now?
We need consistent
Who
meta
wants to go
updates, bro.
first?
I swear, we talk about this every year. We need meta updates consistently. Like,
Well,
it just can't
yeah,
be
it's
stale
kind
in
of
that
hard
sense.
with COD because you can only pull so many levers. Obviously, if they wanted to go into the extreme, we could have events like we did during the hunt, or what was like Halloween last year, where they had that shipment floating on Rebirth Island, and you can control, and they had some like a weird color scheme and whatever. Like those types of events are cool. I think they take too long to produce. They're just for them to be able to have those types of things with regularity. So it's almost impossible. I do agree the meta is the safe thing where they could update that regularly, because if we took like the game as it is in a vacuum and it never existed and we just released it today, it would be ridiculous. Like it would be the most popular battle royale in existence, like where it's at right now, because everything would be new, fresh, and it wouldn't be stale. So it's kind of a hard problem for games to solve. But every PvP game deals with this. Apex, they're struggling. They've been through their certain number of years. Even Fortnite with their unlimited content. Roblox seems to do well, but that's a kid's game, right? And it's like there are a few exceptions to this, but almost every game experiences fatigue because you can only go so far out the boundary. So they're kind of limited. I don't know if going blackout and then keeping Warzone, or there's too many unknowns to know exactly what they're going to do. But I don't think that's a better Call of Duty Battle Royale. I don't.
Okay.
Personally.
Okay. Keith, what do you think they need? And what are your kind of hopes for this blackout mode?
Cool. I mean, Blackout was cool, bro. I feel like if they just give us a new map on the Blackout shit from before, I think the thing that mainly held Blackout back in the day was the lack of buybacks. I think that will up the pace in a meaningful way if they do add a buy station to it, because that's kind of like
Crossplay too.
add a buy station. Yeah, add a buy station, add crossplay, add gulag, and it kind of like brings it up to speed in a sense, and it does add like those new features of hopefully healing and looting. Like those things will definitely add to it, and I think Blackout originally would have been bigger if that was the case. In terms of like Warzone, do I think it's just a boring gameplay loop? I feel like it's just everyone knows what works, and I feel like just no one wants to say it, but the same shit works every time, bro. Look at like way back in Verdansk, okay, we get a new map, new mode with the Warzone Battle Royale, and it's dope. And then they do map updates with Verdansk 84. They change the metas. Even just changing the gulag, a place you go multiple times a day. It's such a small like playground, but even that being different makes every game feel fresh. Change it every season. It's a small map. It's not that difficult. Change the meta, change the floor loot, and it's like these little things that pay off a lot. I mean, the same things work every time, and then they add rank play, and every time rank play comes out, at least the sweatier portion of the community is appeased for a good while, right? Like, so rank play, that's just a no-brainer. It's easy. They know how to do it. It's even the regular game, a couple of rules and some points. Bring nukes back for the people that don't like ranked. Like it's simple shit they've already done that for some reason we seem to lose. It's like if there was a checklist, major overhauls to movement and stuff like that, no. And then, rank play, nukes, meta changes, gulag changes, floor loot changes, all tick those boxes. They've always hit, always been a positive. No one's ever complained about any of those things. So like, just do that. But it feels like now they kind of like lost enough of the player base that they don't feel like it's financially worth it to make those changes, given how much they're making in return for like what they're spending. So it almost feels like unless they decide to bite the bullet and just invest more to bring community back, then it's just short. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay. Ebatez, talk to me.
I feel like Thief cooked like on a lot of those points, because like what I was trying to get at is like I don't think we need a new Warzone every year. Like I'm not saying like a new movement with the game looks completely different. I think we need to like stay familiar with Warzone like in the way and just improve on like the little things. Like if they wanted to add a wall jump, like great, like you know what I mean. But like the metas, ground loot, the gulag,
Yes.
just POIs, stuff like that goes a very, very long way, where we're like, okay, like the game feels different every single season. Also, bro, dude, the ground loot has been miserable like lately. I don't know if you guys feel this way, but the ground loot has been miserable. Like, especially in ranked. Like, I'll just talk about big map ranked for a sec. Like, dude, snipers should not be on ground loot. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you're dropping in and like snipers are just ground loot. Like, it's just like not competitive in my opinion. So there's a lot of little things that like, even for based on the modes that they have, bro, I don't know if you guys remember Resurgence for like the longest time, blue crates weren't giving guns. Like that was an insane thing too.
Yeah, that was at the beginning.
And then even on Resurgence, if you open a crate right off the drop on Resurgence, why am I getting a bolt action sniper? I'm playing Resurgence. I should be getting like something, right? Not just, and then like they would give you like a pistol that was basically similar to the pistol you started with. So the ground loot needs a huge overhaul, like, and they need to be like intentionally thinking about this stuff.
What this is going to be addressed for the next, when it integrates, that's going to be addressed. Like that'll actually be addressed because they have tuning. What's weird is it felt like they went in the right direction, and then like the next update just reverted everything. Because when we came out with Verdansk in season 3, it was like terrible floor loot, and then they did like an update either on the mid season or season 4, and then the floor loot was good, and then all of a sudden it's like the next half season they reverted it, and it was like, oh, more snipers and shotguns again. What are we doing? So I don't know. I don't know.
I don't want to like. I don't know. I feel like it's the elephant in the room, and I don't want to beat a dead horse. But like, you know, we're talking about, you know, all these things they could do, map changes, POIs, all the shit we've asked for like 5 years. But like the biggest thing that I feel like killed Warzone is just the cheaters, bro. It's like, dude, you can do all the map updates you want. You can do everything. But if I'm running around a new map, getting my head blown off by an aimbotter, like I'm not going to be happy about it. You know, it's like, oh, wow, this map's so cool. Oh, I'm dead. Like, nice. You know, like, I feel like I was waiting for some mention of like something at next. You know what I'm saying? Like the secure boot thing is cool, but I feel like a lot of people don't necessarily understand what that means or what the implications of it will be. And we haven't really seen any like real-time updates of what that is going to actually be in effect.
They did put out a little thing yesterday about the beta, but it doesn't actually give us all that much information.
That's what I mean. It's like it's so cryptic all the time. And I get they have to be with certain things because they're not trying to like give any clues to other like cheat developers, but you know, just give the community something, a little bit of reassurance, because at this point I just feel like we're fucking cooked, bro.
Yeah, that shit, I don't know. Like, I'm be honest, I've said this multiple times in multiple podcasts. When it comes to Ricochet, I've given up completely. Like, I don't believe anything that's said in any doc, in any blog. I want to see results. If you say like I'll say this, so far I've not ran into a single hacker in the beta. It's been good. I've not run into a single hacker. I'm like, oh, hell yeah. Now, Warzone. I want to see that. I want to see when Warzone comes out. Specifically, how does it look on ranked play? Then we'll see if anything's really being changed. Because I don't care what they say. They could say all this stuff. 20,000 hackers. I don't care. There's fucking 100,000 more where that came from. I want to see results. So that's for me, like, I don't know. I don't believe in Ricochet. I think Rick O'Shea
and the
doesn't
sad
actually
part
exist.
is that
is not a real person.
It's been bad for so long that even if it was good for like the next 8 months, people will still claim cheaters like are a problem. It would take a while for that like flip, like the switch to flip the other way.
I don't know. I feel like people are pretty reasonable though. Like there are times where it's been like better and worse. Like I remember there were periods in our maps where it was actually
FIFA, people think you cheat. People are not reasonable.
Okay, but like
I just won the World Series. Like, what are we
but I
talking
might
about?
be though.
You've won multiple solo YOLOs on LAN. and you play with like one of the most notorious cheaters in the world, right? And it's like people are not reasonable. These are not reasonable people you're talking about. No, they're not reasonable.
But that's what I mean though. Like those people, you're never gonna win against those people. So like the only thing that actually matters is like what you're experiencing. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Like I know through certain seasons, like if I really think back, I could tell you like this period of this map was actually good. I don't know what reason that is, but like I didn't get hacked on as much for this month. And then there are other months where I'm like, holy fuck, bro. Rebirth ranked season 5 Urzikstan year was awful. Like the worst it's ever been, you know? And like I remember that. I got PTSD from that season, bro. Like
That was bad. Last year, this time was horrendous, bro.
That's what I mean.
Horrible.
There's periods where it's better and worse. So like, you know, I think people will just feel in their gameplay experience if they actually do make a difference. But I just wish they were more transparent because it's like, I don't want it to be like, oh, log on and am I going to get hacked on today? I want it to be like, all right, I shouldn't get hacked on today. And if I did, it shouldn't be much.
Yeah.
You're right. It's beating a dead horse until they change something, sadly.
Yeah.
But
and then you go back to like, you know, the casual player, like or like the average, you know, 9 to 5, come home and play the game. Like that's what everyone seems to think they've cared about for so long. It's like, bro, if I was coming back from a hard day of work, bro, I'd just been down the fucking mine. I get home, the last thing I want is to get aimbot, bro. That like I wouldn't even load up. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I think that's gonna happen to me, I'm just not even gonna try.
I agree. Hey, I mean, you know, we'll see what they actually fucking do. They always say they're gonna do stuff, but I want to see results. Now, I guess I think we kind of wrapped up Warzone, right, boys? Because I just realized we're an hour and a half in, and we're only on Warzone. We haven't even touched multiplayer or World Series Warzone. So again, let me know if anybody has to go. If any time constraints, text me, and I'll make sure to try to accommodate them, go as fast as I can. But Warzone, I think we're pretty good, right? Like we kind of went over everything that we needed to go over. The big changes, tax sprint, new maps. POIs. Yeah, I don't know. To wrap it up, I'll say we need a Warzone next. All right? Even if it's expensive, we need a Warzone next. Come on.
I feel
Please.
like the events both could be slightly smaller and less creators, and they could be more impactful if they did that. Because I think the reason why they landed on that 200 player number is so that they could fill battle royale lobbies.
True. And if they, you know what I'm
if they're
saying?
doing a resurgence mini royale update, would probably make more sense. Maybe you get 50 to 100 creators instead for the Warzone one. And realistically, you know, you can kind of have their own thing. Maybe the pros are match made together when they go to the next, like the actual legitimate pros, like if you're running into Shotzi and Dashi.
Oh, yeah.
And those should have like their own section so that people can see what like scrims are going to look like and shit, you know, like
That'd be cool.
actual comp, you know, I don't know. There's things
know.
that they can do.
I know Rob, Shanice, and Steph hate me right now, suggesting 2 next the year. But
We'll make them smaller.
yeah. So, okay, now let's go to multiplayer. And I know this is not a multiplayer channel, so we'll quickly kind of go over it. I'll say my initial thoughts on what I like, how I feel about it are dexterity, without a doubt. It's a crutch perk, needs to be default. Like, this is like no ifs, ands, or buts. Dexterity needs to be a default perk. The game literally feels horrendous without it. Like, it feels so bad without it. 2, the minimap. I think it needs to be like bigger. The minimap is horrible. The UI, I don't like the way it feels.
Zoomed in.
Yeah, it's too zoomed in. It needs to be zoomed out. Like,
yes.
Yeah, it needs to be zoomed out. It's too zoomed in. Doors are annoying. Even then, I know they fixed them a little bit. Yo, just who cares if they slide, leave them open.
Pretty big though.
It was
like
cool.
80%
It was
of the
good.
doors
Yes.
are now gone.
Yeah. I think doors should not, you know, they should just be gone completely. But I like that they're actually listening to feedback.
Sliding doors?
No, I hate them.
Really? I kind of
yeah,
like them, bro.
I think they should just be gone as a whole.
Nah, I feel like for multiplayer they're kind of fun, dude.
You're crazy.
Well,
it's all
I'll
good.
add
It's like,
something
bro-
to it. Is that like apparently only 5 of the 18 maps have doors on them?
I saw that, and apparently 4 of them are in the beta.
Yeah, so
Maybe they used it for-
basically it's not as big a problem as they really want to get the feedback, and they were pretty responsive that they moved. Like, so the first day they were definitely like, damn, I gotta cross 7 doors just to get on my flank. Now it's like 1. Maybe you have to go through 1, but yeah, so it's better.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like I don't know. I just feel like, bro, there's that one map. I forget its name. I I don't know, but it's the one with like 2 wall jumps on like the edge of the map, and there's like 2 doors in mid, and then this like cycling thing in the middle, and then you can like wall jump to outer and wrap round, right? That map's dope because like you can run around mid, you kill 2, and then the door closes. You can like reload, heal up a little bit, and then re-challenge.
That's fine. Like that
I
map's
also
not
think that
bad.
thing
like-
shouldn't spin. I don't know. Maybe that's a hot take. I don't think that thing
the
should
middle
spin.
thing?
I don't think it should spin.
Yeah, it feels unnecessary.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. It's so hard to aim when you're on that too. It feels like you're like trying to track it. It's just pulling harder than you can aim.
Like that map, FIFA, it only has like 2 doors from what I can recall. So those are not bad. I'm more talking about the one that made a huge change. Was like the museum looking one with like the statue in the middle. That thing also rotates as well, and they have like 2 windows on each side.
That's the one we're talking about.
No,
I thought you were talking about
Hector's talking about the one
the
with
super
like
small
that
one.
wall run in the middle. Yeah, the one where you can wall
Super
run in the middle.
small. It's
Yeah.
like
Oh,
it's
okay.
a 3 lane.
I got mixed up then.
I knew what
talking
you were
about
talking about,
Forge.
JGOD. Like I was saying, the thing in the middle on the map you were talking about, JGOD, that shouldn't spin. Separately, the doors on the map that I was talking about are cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel like we're on the same page. And then let's talk about the elephant in the room. And I'll say this, holy fuck. SBMM being removed, specifically in the open playlist. Reduced. Specifically in the open playlist, in the open beta, made the game feel drastically, and I mean drastically different. Like, I'm over here trolling, having a good time with the boys. Like, and I was like, yo, some games are sweaty, some games are not. That shit, I was very surprised. They did that. Have y'all played it since the open one?
Yeah,
Open beta?
Of course.
It feels fucking fun.
Yep.
I think overall, like just the variety of matches has been nice. I still lose a lot of the matches because like I'm playing solo against 3 stacks and 4 stacks sometimes. But realistically, there is some variance. It's not like right now if I play BO6 or the past 4 titles, that if I load up the game, I go into a match or 5 titles or whatever, I go into a match and I'm like, all right, well, there's no point in leaving this one because the next one's just going to be the same. And the next one's just going to be the same. The next one's just going to be the same. The next one's just going to be the same. Like, I think that's what's contributed to a lot of COD burnout. One thing that I brought up on Twitter that is kind of like a double standard, and we'll talk about it because we haven't really brought them up, is Battlefield 6, right? They've made a good showing. That's been a lot of competitiveness to COD, so maybe they're making moves because of that. But they do not have strict SBMM. They have
It's nice.
even less SBMM than the current open playlist.
Yep.
They do not have protected brackets. They don't have any of these other safeguards or rails, and no one's advocating for Battlefield to add them. COD gets like a double standard, like, oh, we should like have strict matchmaking. We should only play against people of your skill level. But Battlefield to get a pass, they don't have those things, and the game's going to do fine. And no one's saying, oh, the players are going to quit because they get stomped on or all these other things.
I mean, the other thing I'd say
I feel
about
like
that
it's
is we don't
double
know
standard.
like the longevity of Battlefield yet. Like
We don't.
maybe 6 months down the line, they see the player drop off is more and COD's right, and SPMM is so much better for like replayability.
Maybe they have at least 3 to 4 years before they got to come out with their next one, right? So they do have to sustain their player base for a while. But
They
it
just
is
need live
kind of
service.
a weird topic because so many people think it's just, oh, you want to beat on noobs. Like, no, I played for like 2 or 3 hours specifically yesterday in the open playlist, and I don't feel like I ever ran in and stomped on noobs. I've played in and tested 2-box lobbies. I've been hosted to experiment, and that is definitely a different experience than what these open lobbies are. They're not like manufactured like slop where it gives me a pity game because I had 10 matches in a row where I got stomped. Like, that's just not happening.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, I've been stomping.
You've been
No,
going
but
crazy.
you know what I mean? Are you playing solo though?
Yeah, I'm playing solo. I was dropping. I think I had like 130 kills in the game earlier. I was just fucking them.
But you used to be a pub stomper, to be fair. So
Yeah, that was my thing. Like running around, dropping
Yeah.
nukes, all sorts. Yeah.
Look, I'll say this: like when they came out with it originally, the first day of the open beta, SBMM, whatever, like Bro, it was okay. Keep in mind, it was Diaz and I, duo queuing everything, bro. I was like, dog, this feels the exact same. This shit don't feel like any different. We ran into Parasite, Paul X, Diablo, fuck. There was a couple other content creators as well, like people that were good at the game and pros, like Nasty, yeah, all these pros, right? I was like, dude, this feels the exact same. Like it's whatever, right? That was Saturday. No, yeah, Saturday.
And once it opened up, it was different.
Then yesterday, I played off stream. Yesterday, and it was whenever the open beta came out, I was like, hey, yo, these guys are bots. Like, yeah, but then you would get games where like you would go against sweaty people, but then the games you got, like, I'm like, yo, boys, lock in, it's a bot. Like, it was random. It was random. And I don't know, it felt cool.
And I'll add another thing, because you probably don't really experience it, because you probably don't play with anyone that's below like a 2 KD. Right, you're playing with absolute gods, but there are people. Well, yeah, maybe. But what'll end up happening is, prior to this open thing, you could not play with your friends. Like if you had, like, let's say you wanted to play with Ashley or something, no, like your lobbies would destroy, right? But at least in this, it'd be different, right? You know, it'd be like one of those things where, like, people can play with their friends that maybe aren't as good at COD, and there's a little bit of variance in the lobby where friends can actually play with friends again. Not, you're kind of a shitter, bro, so you're not gonna make the cut. Like, sorry,
dude. I actually think that's a big thing.
3 KD gods or else. Like,
I think JGOD made a really good point there, because I remember when I was young, like my first COD was COD 4. I was like 6 years old. By the time I was in like what you guys call middle school and stuff, you know, like all my boys were playing it, and it would be cool to be like the best one in the group. You know, we could all play together,
100%.
and I'd just be slamming. But like, it was cool. You know, you knew who was good, you knew who wasn't, but no one really cared. And I feel like the SBMM thing encouraged people to start running around in 6-mans, because it basically made it impossible to play solo, because you'd always be playing against people of your level. And in that system, the system wants you to get 1 kill for 1 death. It wants everybody in the lobby to do that, right? At like the most extreme version of itself. And to avoid that, you have to play with a team. And then every time you play, you then have to find a team of people who are around your level just to be able to play. And if you play solo, it's miserable. So I feel like the system makes itself worse. Like the more you increase the SBMM, the more SBMM you need, because people start stacking and trying to beat the system. And having it just off, people just naturally won't, like, you know, there'll be the few people that want a 6-man pub stomp, just bots. But on average, people will just play and have fun, and it will be good.
Yeah. Again, to wrap up the multiplayer side of things, I think it's fun. I think it's like, it's great. It's great. Like, it's fun. Will I play it after a month? No, but that's because I'm a Warzone guy. I'll grind the camos. I'll do everything I need. Like, but I think it's going to be more fun than Black Ops 6 if they keep this open playlist. I'm excited to get on after the podcast and play. Like, I think it's fun. I think it's cool. I'm super excited to watch CDL this year. It's super fast. I think it'd be they could just a hair.
I feel like it's a little inconsistent. I feel like headshots. Really? I haven't tested anything, but I feel like sometimes I'll shoot somebody and I land a lot of shots. They're not dying, and other times they get vaporized. I'm like, bro, I heard like a little noise from a headshot and they got deleted. So I don't know. It feels a little bit inconsistent at times.
Really? Okay. I feel like it's pretty fast.
JGOD, but like there is a small spawn protection. Like, I was running through spawns earlier, and if a guy just spawned, he had like a little bit of extra health for the gun.
I saw him spawn in, and it was like tick, 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 and then the health bar started moving.
Yeah. So if you catch someone off like a dodgy spawn, you might take a gunfight where you just get bullshit. You're like, why didn't he die?
And I don't think they've ever had that before that I can recall.
No.
Like a spawn protection on gunfire.
That was that, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's because they removed SBMM. Like, they're worried that people are going to be spawn trapping, so they're trying to like protect people.
Hey, we've seen the sensor clip.
Yo, the shipment one, that is good.
Well, look, boys, I think I personally really been enjoying Black Ops 7. It's been fun. I'm not a multiplayer guy. I'm not a pub stomper. I just play to get the camos so I can use it in Warzone. And it was fun. It's been fun so far. If people don't want to have SBMM, or they want SBMM and they want to be protected, they have a playlist for you. And people want to do the open, there's the open as well. So yeah, it's been fun. But now let's get into, because I don't want.
You don't have anything? I think we skipped Ebatez.
Have you even played multi that much?
I've played it. Yeah, no, I played it quite a bit. I think it's fire.
Okay.
I think the hard thing for them is that they did back-to-back Treyarch games, and I think this game, like, let's say they came out with this game in like 3 years, it would have been absolutely fucking gassed. But the fact that it's getting gassed even after being a back-to-back Treyarch is like, that's how you know it's a really good game in my opinion. I think it's fire. I think the wall bounce like feels intentional. It's not like insane, but it's like super nice. Omni movement feels good. No tax sprint in my opinion is a great thing. So I'm super gassed about the multi.
Okay.
Vouch.
All right. All right, now let's move on to what a lot of people in the stream have been waiting for, and I know FIFA's been waiting for it. It's World Series of Warzone, fellas. Okay,
That's the world
so
champ, by the way.
guys,
Wait,
before
Hector, why
we
would I be
begin,
excited to talk about this? Why is that? Why am I on the screen?
guys,
on?
we brought, we had to do it. We had to bring a world champ into the mix, into the podcast. Echo, FIFA, and Lennon are your 2025 World Series of Warzone champions, fellas. Can we get some round of some cheek clapping right now, man? Hey, my dog,
you know what's
look,
fucked up?
champ. Talk to me.
Bro, they used my EWC picture when A, I was 30 pounds heavier, and B, I hadn't shaved, bro. I'm fucking pissed.
Wait, that one right there?
Yeah.
That's your EWC?
Yes.
Bro, you look fucking buff as
did
hell.
you miss photos there? Because they took
Ah.
shots for that, no?
Nah, this is
But
the
in
Pullze Check
that
one. This is the
picture,
Pullze Check.
Oh,
Oh,
Pullze
okay.
Check one.
Because
You
in the
guys
picture,
have
yeah. In the picture from World Series, I had like a crazy neck beard, but I remember I shaved the morning of World Series because at EWC I had a neck beard.
I can't even
That's
tell
funny.
I can't even tell you have hair there. You're chilling, bro. Yo, so look, man, guys, I guess do you want to go over the event and the way it was ran first, boys, or do you want to go over the actual competition?
We should talk about the comp first. We should give our flowers to the champs, and then I'm down to talk about the setups and everything.
Okay, all right. Listen. Now I want to give props to not only FIFA but all of EU because
Finally.
EU,
Ebatez.
EU in the top 10, the top 20, they were fucking. They fucked.
We're
Like
cooking.
I'm not talking about, like for example, last year, like somebody maybe can correct me if I'm wrong, but like last year, like yeah, NA was on top, but like EU was there. They were vibing. Like it wasn't that like I feel like this
Yeah.
year was pretty bad. It's like
Yep.
EU just across the board was fucking nuts. I have some crazy
And a
stats
lot
for y'all
of
too.
And a lot of teams that were performing well for multiple like months, like at least we expected them to probably be like top 15. They're like below 30th. They're not even on the first page.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like, what the hell happened?
Fellas, I got some interesting stats for you guys that you guys will be like, wait, what the fuck? Because not even I believed it. We'll show you guys in a bit. But here is your World Series of Warzone leaderboard. FIFA, I'm going to give you the floor, man. I mean, brother, you guys came out and I saw a level of FIFA that I haven't seen in a minute. You guys were fucking everything.
Yep.
Everything.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, go ahead.
Bro, it just like, I don't know. We kind of said beforehand, like top 5 would be, minimum of what we wanted because we were always meant to be like big map, and then like top 3 would be happy. First place is like ideal. And we kind of based that upon like, all right, if one of us is having a bad day, where are we going to come? If 2 of us are playing okay and the other one's like cooked, then where are we going to come? And then if all 3 of us are shooting, where are we going to come? And then, bro, that day, all 3 of us just came out fucking hot as fuck, bro. Like, yo, I think I was watching back, and I don't think we lost a single 3v3 fight the whole tournament. In 8 maps is insane.
That's fucking
So,
crazy.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
You guys were shooting, bro. I mean, I was watching the rotations. Eck was making the right plays. Like, y'all were dead ass everything. Y'all were dead ass everything, and y'all deserve your flowers, bro. EU deserves their flowers. I've said it all on the podcast. I was fucking glazing. Not on the podcast, sorry, the watch party. Like, this was genuinely, I was like, whoa. I did not expect it. And I'll be the first one to give y'all props, man, because y'all played this shit fucking insane. So, FIFA, you are world champ, baby. You're world fucking champ.
Come on, baby. Come on. With the EU shit, what I was gonna say is though, like, I feel like most people would agree with this. Like, this has been the year where EU has had the most like equality in terms of trying to host Scrim Split or trying to host East and like getting invites to the bigger tournaments. And actually also I think one of the biggest factors people don't really think about now is like orgs. EU is actually getting a decent amount of orgs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like you got to think it's like, okay, playing on ping in scrims doesn't help. The practices are worse quality. You can't secure spots. But also if you're playing on ping to not get invited to any of the tournaments, then also you're just wasting your time. But having an org payment coming in monthly, like that's that extra incentive to keep practicing. And I think that's why you see like, especially the org related teams in EU this year coming out so much higher, because it's like, they're just sticking out those late night scrims because they are actually getting paid something. Like spending the whole year scrimming on bad ping just to miss out on every single 10K to hope that you'd make money at World Series is just not a realistic option for a lot of people. And I think this year gave that opportunity to the EU teams a lot more. And, there was just a way more passion. And you see that with the results.
Yeah, I mean, look, I really wanted to discuss this. Like, I really wanted to, and let's talk about, let's fix the root issue. Let's fix the root problem, right? The reason why EU has had lack of support is quite simply because EU has had lack of support. Like, let me explain this because people don't fucking understand this. And so, dude, I saw some like Battlefield guy yapping on the fucking TL about like, the bro thought I hosted everything and I'm only choosing NA, like to only host an A. I'm like, bro, I read it. I was like, bro, you are yapping. I forgot what his name was, but I was like, bro, you are fucking yapping. You don't know what you're talking about. Anyways, so let me explain the way that this works, right? Because this is the root issue, right? North America has all the tournaments on North America because it's a North America marketing tournament. No, it's not Tactic Bray. I love that man. I'll stroke that man. Chat. The way it works is, hold on, JD, come back. The way it works is Call of Duty and Activision, they give money to each region and they tell them, hey, this is marketing money. You guys choose to spend this however you want to market the game, right? North America gets money. I'm assuming LATAM South does, right? Gets money, and EU gets money, right? They all get money and then they choose what they want to spend that money on. North America just happens to spend that money on tournaments.
They
right?
also get far more money because
because it's North America.
Predominantly
EU and
North America.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on. EU and NA they are both the main regions. So I don't know for a fact, but I would not be surprised if EU gets a pretty decent amount of money too. Right? But EU,
it's nowhere close to the NA budget.
Yeah, nowhere close. Nowhere close.
Okay. But EU does spend it on not tournaments. They spend it on other things, right? I don't know exactly what it is, right? But what I've been trying to do behind the scenes is, trying to ask, if you guys see my tweets, it's why can't we get EU, whatever they're spending their money on, to start focusing on hopefully doing, we see it's working in NA, right? Why not EU do the same thing? Because after this year,
I actually have a pretty good reason.
Yeah, tell me.
I think the biggest problem. The biggest problem is that with NA you have a viewership base that's pretty much all English speaking. Same with the players. Whereas like in EU, like you say, EU is just a region, but like there's probably 20 different languages in the same like land space, right? So you can't just say EU marketing budget and they just go to like an English speaking advertiser and say, hey, do you want to sponsor our EU tournament? There's going to be 100,000 viewers, but half of them don't even speak English. So like that advertisement money that they're spending is just wasted. So like those big companies 100%. Aren't necessarily going to want to throw that money individually. Like for them, it's much more effective to spend that money individually based on the country of the like product they're trying to advertise. So it's more difficult. Huh?
Yeah. Well, I'm more talking about like not sponsors. I'm more talking about like Acti. Like, I'm going to talk about like Acti because they don't grab it from sponsors. That's like.
Well, I think that's what he's saying. I think there's like a Call of Duty France and a Call of Duty Germany and a Call of Duty UK, right?
Yeah, exactly.
No, I know. What I'm saying is like, they like in general, they should like.
Well, EU as a region might even be split up, I think, too, right? Because of that.
It is.
Obviously, you have different reps.
Do you think marketing budget like?
Yeah, no, it definitely is split. 100% is split. So you'd have to get like 5 or like 20 different branches of Activision all to work together to put all their budget into one thing, which doesn't necessarily make sense for them.
Okay, but like, so then, are you not opposed to? And again, I'm advocating for EU here, right? Like, would you not want them to be like, hey, at least let's say England, whatever. I don't know how you would break it up, right? Hey, you guys throw more tournaments. France, you guys throw more tournaments. Like even one from each, separate country, right? That's more than what you guys have now. Because right now, what do you guys got? 2? You got like 2 a year?
Well, normally, like with the UK one specifically, they do it with a sponsor, and then they'll like make it like content creator and then player. Like it's very rare. Even that one, the Shifty one, that wasn't like, because everyone kind of made a big deal about that like an NA one, the EU thing. That tournament was actually only embarrassing for our team and Oki's team. They were the only 2 real World Series of Warzone teams in that tournament. Everybody else was like 2 good players with a content creator. You know what I'm saying? So like even that wasn't really a tournament. Like that was still whack.
It's like a fun one.
Yeah, it's like a fun one with a couple of World Series teams that are guaranteed to make a bag. You know what I'm saying?
I think the realistic answer is like we need to like whenever scrims happen, we just need to do the split host thing. And I think that's like the best solution because like, there's so much out of our control, right? Like as much as, we want to say like EU deserves support, like it's not really up to us, right? So I think as much as we can do, the only things that like we as players and like, organizers can do is like scrims needs to be split host and they need to be like at a time that isn't, obviously we're not gonna set times that are gonna work for everybody, but needs to be at a reasonable time, that works for everybody. It's like just finding that good middle ground for everyone.
I think that's super fair, but like, bro, that's like, think about it. I'm like that. I think that's kind of a given, but I'm more advocating how can we do more? How can we do more for you? Because like NA marketing tournaments will never be split host. They just won't. Like therefore, North America.
I think that's totally fair. But that's why I'm saying like scrims though. Like I don't even know how this was an argument because like World Series of Warzone budget isn't necessarily NA budget because they give an equal amount of spots to EU. Like that's overall Activision making a marketing decision, right? So I don't even know how there was an argument for World Series scrims not being split host. Like that's not NA marketing. There was like no reason for that to ever be a thing. Like I understand that NA tournaments will always have like NA host, and I think that's fair because it's your guys' marketing budget, whatever. But scrims, it doesn't make any sense.
How many official World Series of Warzone scrims were held between the full rosters and the event? Official.
A decent amount.
Not a Hector one.
Oh, not me, 0.
Wait, when you say official, what do you mean? Like held by Activision?
Like, yes.
0.
That's part of the problem.
0. Yeah.
I mean,
none.
I don't even think scrims in the CDL are set up by Activision though. I'm pretty sure they're coordinated by the team, no?
Yes, but you guys don't really have the org infrastructure to set that up. But also, it'd be different if like they go, oh, the teams that make World Series of Warzone, we know that the date to compete is this date. We'll have 3 scrims on these specific days so people can set aside time. Because one of the things I did see as part of feedback is a lot of times there'll be an announcement for a scrim, but it's like some people work, right? So they can't necessarily make those. But when you win, like qualify, like it should be officially represented that there's going to be these 5 scrims. They're going to be split host, and Hector could watch party him still. But it's like he shouldn't be like the driving force in that aspect. There should be things that are a part of that.
I agree with that.
I think highlighting that as a big issue, that when we're quals done, like July, and you play 3 months, no, nothing.
Dude, let me just make it very clear. Like, bro, I don't fucking like. I don't run scrims because I like watching them. I don't enjoy throwing them. Like, right?
Yeah.
Like, I literally run scrims because in Modern Warfare 2, Warzone 2, there was nothing. There was absolutely 0 scrims, 0 nothing. People went to land with absolutely 0 practice. And I said, all right, well, if no one's going to do it, I'll do it then. That's why I started hosting scrims, right? Like,
yeah, I will say that's why it annoys me when people say like, whatever you're doing for EU this, EU that, because like literally none of it would happen. So you got to give the flowers to Hector on that one. But
love you, man. Appreciate that.
I got you, baby. I feel like people need to hear it because people be hating.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It comes with the territory, so I get it, but like, I don't know.
Even though I kind of already knew the answer, I don't think a lot of people realize that there were, in fact, 0 practice, scrim, coordination. Basically, it would have been dead 2 or 3 months if you didn't run any scrims, and there were no other tournaments. Yeah,
it was 0. There was nothing. So like, and again, for me, like, even the whole split shit, right? Like, I'll tell you, I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care what I actually like split host. I actually enjoy it better. Like when we did that first one that ran, I was like, yo, this is actually fun as fuck to watch because I like seeing these NA people complain. Like it's fun. Like I enjoy it. It's, you know, but for me as the tournament host, like I was like, yo, these need to fill. That's first and foremost, right? Like that was the ultimate priority. I don't give a fuck if we were playing on fucking oceanic fucking host. I don't care, right? So I will say now with me at least specifically switching things a little bit more to resurgence, my like scrims will fill. Things will feel a lot easier now. There's, you know, but yeah, I mean, bro, I just want to get to the point to where, like, how can EU be supported more? How can we? Because we've shown, bro, France has one of the most diehard fucking communities. They have some of the biggest player bases, like viewership ever. Like, bro, those guys are fucking crazy. Like, they just need some support. Like, they just need support. All of you need support. So I'm trying to think of, okay, how can we do this? How can we figure this out? What is possible, right? Because, like, transparently, yes, I like throwing tournaments and stuff. I like watch partying them, but I also am a content creator that does other things as well. So I can't host you know, a scrim for NA and then a scrim for EU every single day whenever the time comes, right? Like, I would fucking die, right? So, like, the way I see it is I would hope that there can be a Warzone Total Frenzy version, but for EU side of things. Because you're right. Like, even if it's just for host, FIFA, I agree with you. From here on out, I think split host should be the thing. But realistically, how many scrims are we actually going to get next year? Like, maybe for Resurgence, we'll get a lot, right? But for Big Map, we might, who knows how many we'll get if the player count stays at 150. The thing that would actually make the most impact for you guys is if there was some tournament organizer that would throw tournaments the way Total Frenzy does with budget. You know what I'm saying? That would be that, like, or fuck, you comes the NA, fuck. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but I just think, like, then you would just have the same problem. Like, okay, I mean, obviously it'd be good for EU players to make money if they throw more, like, WTFs for, like, EU. Then you have the same problem. You're just going to have NAs playing, like, let's say the budgets were equal. Like, you're just going to have EU tournaments with the EU host and the NAs are going to get slammed. Like, it's not real. It's basically just handing out money to good teams in their region. Like, it's not. You know what I mean? At that point, do you just start making both the regions tournaments split host? You keep host fucking each other? Like, I don't think it gets better.
So then do we just, then what's the solution? Right? Like,
I think the solution is just the way we're doing, but we really needed to push for a split host earlier. Like,
well, they're never going to be, we're talking about more so Total Frenzies.
I mean, the Warzone Total Frenzy stuff, that, like, that should not be sanctioned, or that should not be, like, a reason for, like, World Series of Warzone and stuff. Like, I feel like we can't look at these Warzone Total Frenzy tourneys and be like, that's comp. That's, like, our league, and that's, like, the direction that, like, we shouldn't be leaning on WTF for them to be, like, responsible, like, for, like, our competitive league. Like, that's just unrealistic. I think the scrims and, like, the practice that, like, players actually, like, sign up for and stuff, that is where we can be better. I also
think there needs to be more pressure on the players. Like, so many people kind of push blame elsewhere, like, oh, this team's not showing up, so why does it matter if my team doesn't show up? Like, it should be on weekends or planned ahead, and everyone should be there. Like, the scrims filling thing shouldn't even be a worry. You know what I mean?
Well, that's also kind of where official dates would be important too, because if Activision said your ass is in this tournament, you are scrimming on this day, you guys got 1 month to figure it out. Everyone's ass will be there, and we'll get a very reflective of what the thing's going to be. Because I think we haven't really talked about it much, but I think some of the landing stuff and some of the decisions that people made were a little bit different than maybe people expected, and people played significantly different for this World Series of Warzone than people were playing in these halfway scrims or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's like when they throw the qualifiers and stuff, everyone manages to be there on time every time. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's like when it's essential, they can make it work. But like when it's like, oh, it's just a scrim. You know, it's like that mindset.
When it's 60K, hey, when it was 60K, we had, that was insane. We had, how many teams was that? 100 and no, not even. It was
75, I think.
75 teams were all ready to go for 60K, but then in between those days, everybody was busy for scrims.
But this is what I'm saying. It's like it's not just like the hosting that needs to change. It's the mindset of the players too. Like, bro, people think like, oh, this is just a scrim. I don't need to turn up. I'm gonna make an excuse. My dog died. I can't play. Like, you know what I mean? Like, bro, people need to treat the scrims like the tournaments, because at the end of the day, bro, it's all well and good wanting to turn up and, you know, crying you're not getting an invite. But cool, you get an invite to this 60K and you haven't played the last 3 scrims, which you didn't have to pay to enter. and now you get shit on. That's like, bro, cool, you got in the 60k, but you're not going to make any money. Like, they need to start treating the scrims like the real tournaments. Otherwise, we're never going to go anywhere. Like, bro, imagine CDL players just didn't turn up to scrims one season because they just didn't feel like it. They'd show up to LAN and get slammed. And like, obviously it makes it easier for them because they're getting, you know, org payments, which make it worth playing. Like, they're contracted, they know they're going to make money. But I don't see how that's any different to like a Warzone guy who wants to make it playing WTFs, sitting not playing scrims because he's not being paid, because you're not going to get paid in the tournament anyway.
Look at what Shani said, boys.
If community scrims don't fill, what's the thought process behind an ACTI sanctioned one? That's just the fact that it's ACTI. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, go ahead, JGOD.
I think part of the scrim thing that I was mentioning is part of the thing that they don't feel is there's no like heads up. I would say that only the top 20% of Warzone players are like making a significant amount where this is their full time. Maybe a little bit more than that. Maybe that's dramatic, but there's a lot of people that have work-life balance things, and a lot of times the scrims, even a week out, is not enough notice for people. Versus if there was official, like, hey, we're gonna have these 2 or 3 scrims, and people had notice, knowing that once you qualify, first scrim is 3 weeks from today, it's different. Like, they're filling in scrims kind of whatever works, right? Like, whatever, oh, cool, there's space this week, who wants to do a scrim? Versus an Activision, it's a little different.
I just don't know if leaving Activision to organize things for us is the best. I didn't even know what country I was flying to a month before I played. You know, I don't know if that's the solution.
Facts.
No, I don't think like scrim. I don't think scrim should all like. I think the way we're doing it now isn't bad. It just needs to be there does need to be like a more set schedule. And I think like doing scrims every day is unrealistic because like people aren't going to show up every single day. There needs to be like 2 scrims a week. Where people like, because dude, at the end of the day, bro, if you're
guys, have we tried this already? I've done that. I said I was like, guys.
That's what I'm saying. Even if they only did 2,
no, but
like I was like, guys, no. No, I'm gonna speak here because I've done that. I've done everything. I said, guys, we're doing Tuesday and Thursday scrims, and we're doing. What time do you guys want? Everybody votes on the time. I said, all right, we're doing this. No one fucking showed up, and I was like, all right, we're only gonna do 1 scrim a week.
But again, no, let me get at it. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. So one thing, 150 players is so unrealistic to fill a scrim every single time. I think everybody agrees. If it was like 100 players, like we'd probably fill a lobby every time with different teams every time. At the end of the day, there is, let's say 95% of the people that play Warzone competitive, bro, there is not enough money in this stuff to make it a full-time job. Unless you're a big creator and you're actually making content and like you're doing well as a streamer. But at the end of the day, some of these guys are just competitors, and that's fine. If they want to compete and work a job or go to school at the same time, that's great. It's really hard for someone to be like, oh, I'm a full-time Warzone competitor, unless you're like living with your mom or like you have no expenses or like everything is like in your life is just whatever. You're just kind of on cruise control. Like, bro, the fact that like, I think it was like 7th place or something. Like, I think it was like Nielsen in them. I was looking at the payouts. They made $14,000 each. And I was like, bro, think about how much time, effort, dedication they put aside to like grind scrims and be there every day, fly across the world, and like they placed really well and they made $14,000. Like, unless they're getting a bag from their org, which I'm assuming they're not because it's like a smaller org, like, bro, that is like such a waste of time for so many people. Like, that is such a waste of time for so many people. You could be literally working at Starbucks and make more than that. So it's like there needs to be like some kind of understanding too that like these players can't dedicate their entire lives to just like commit to like the dream, you know. Like, we have to be realistic at the end of the day too. Like, people
like,
can't be at scrims every single day.
I also have a pretty hot take. Adam said something that I want to say too, but like I'll talk about it. But hear me out, bro. I understand, right? Completely get it, right? But when it comes to pursuing a dream that you want in life, if you're telling me you cannot give up 2 days out of the week to pursue a dream that you want and put some time into and make time for, I feel like that's kind of crazy. When it comes to like a businessman, when it comes to anything, you start a business from scratch. A lot of people invest so much money, like I'm gonna use money here as an example. A lot of people invest so much money into starting a business. They don't know if it's gonna succeed. They don't know if it's what's gonna happen, right? Like, and they do it knowing that, hey, this is an opportunity that the potential here is fucking great. right?
Right.
Same thing. No, people, you're saying it's not the same. That's not true, because when I started streaming, I was working a full-time job. I would get home and I would stream every single day, and I'd post content and I'd do it all over again every single day. I would not sleep. This was my life. I sacrificed so much time. I'll be honest. I agree with you, but I think there's a middle ground here where a lot of these players.
That's what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna say.
I think a lot of the players are fucking spoiled. Like, I'm just being blunt. They don't know what it like. A lot of them don't know what it's like to. They don't know what it's like to actually try and sacrifice, and they just want everything handed to them. Yeah. And I'm just being honest here. Yes, you're right. People have jobs, people have to do this, but you cannot tell me that, let's say somebody like Tap, who he wakes up at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. every day, goes to work from fucking 4 to whatever, to 12, gets home, plays a scrim. Like, he's, like, there are ways that you can do it. There are sacrifices that need to be made if you want your dreams in life to happen. You cannot just sit there. But just know I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying, like,
no.
I hope that players see this.
I want to add to this after this.
I hope players see this and like, okay, yes, you're right. I have work. I have a full-time job. I got things, but that doesn't mean, I can't do it. Like that. Like, no, it's like, like, if you want something in life, there are sacrifices that need to be made, and that's in everything in life. And I just think a lot of these players don't really view life that way.
No, I agree.
I don't know.
I think the hard thing is that, like, work schedules and school schedules. Like, for example, if like stuff's going on in the middle of the day, like, someone like, I'll just use Tapu as an example. If he works early mornings and he gets off like right before scrims, that's great for him. Like, for me, like, whenever I was like competing and working, I was working like 8 to 6, got home, streamed like 7 to 10, and then like whatever, and then luckily I got lucky. I won like that Twitch Rivals tournament, which is why I've been doing this like full time. Whatever. That's like my story. But for a lot of people, like, what I'm getting at is, yes, they can be successful and they can work towards that goal, but like having scrims in the middle of the day is like unrealistic for a lot of people. So like what I was getting at is, like, we're not going to realistically fill scrims. People might make sacrifices and be like, oh my God, World Series of Warzone qualifiers are coming up. Like, I'm going to take a day off of work because I'm like, I believe in myself.
Right,
I'm going to be there. And like, that's realistic. But like getting every Tuesday, Thursday off in the middle of the day is like, that's unrealistic. That's like more so what I'm getting at. Of course, that's like there's going to be sacrifices for everybody.
I get that, but then here, and this is the things that a lot of people don't realize. Again, I've thrown tournaments almost every single day, what feels like for the last 3 years. Yeah, okay, let's do tournaments at the end of the night. Let's do them later when everybody gets off. Then EU says, why can't we play? Why are we doing it so late? And we have everybody saying, oh, we're playing at 5 a.m. What the fuck are you guys doing? Why are you guys hosting them so late? Like, somebody will always suffer.
Why can't we do like weekends though?
Yeah,
like just do Saturday, Sunday.
I'd be so down. But same thing. People are gonna be like, dude, not everybody works just Monday through Friday.
I understand that, but like the thing is though, like you in every scenario here, it's like the split hosting. It's like every single thing we're talking about. You can't please everyone and help everyone. You just got to maximize for the majority of people. And on average, people that work jobs will have weekends off, and that is when the most amount of people will be free. And like, yeah, that's gonna fuck some people, but you're fucking the least amount of people. And at least if it's consistent, then people can pivot themselves correctly to try and fit into that schedule.
A lot of that's about notice though, like knowing enough date. Like, how many times were there scrims that you knew about the date 3 weeks in advance?
Yeah, that'd be crazy. That'd be insane.
That's part of the problem. If you knew about a scrim 3 weeks from now, you could adjust your schedule. You could take that time off. You could trade a shift with somebody so you're working on a Friday instead of a Saturday.
I want to pause this because
if you do that, I
want to pause it just because I don't want to forget what Adam said. We just went on a rant. Adam said, because it seems like, maybe this is like us talking about it has opened up some feedback here. Adam said, which for those that don't know, Adam is the one that like ran all of World Series of Warzone and stuff. He said, genuinely, let's talk through it. If it's a World Series of Warzone scrim, is it global? Are we picking up teams already knocked out? Does it run all the way up until LAN? What does it look like?
Well, even
specifically
one
for World
scrim
Series
would be
Warzone.
fine. I think perfectly, like even one scrim would be fine.
Like a week?
Because that's better than 0. No, just one.
Oh shit!
Right now there's 0. You're going 2 ahead by going 1 a week. No, like legit, just one.
One scrim.
Like even doing 1, like execute the 1, and we'll see how it goes. Right? Maybe 2. It depends really how the space is, though. Right? Because if it's 3 months, even 1 a month would be fine. And if you give people enough notice, they can schedule it. Like,
I think you need more than 1 a month because we don't even get that much time after we qualify. I feel like 1 or 2 a week and just do it on weekends is very workable for the majority of people. And if that becomes like the golden standard, then
we're talking specifically for
then
Activision.
people have to just make it work.
We're talking about specifically for Activision, though.
I don't think
feasible on
Activision
there.
should ever be the ones. I don't think Activision should be the ones to
agree.
host it. I feel like that
Ever?
just doesn't make sense. No, I
think
don't
the-
think so.
They should host zeros. They host the tournament.
Yeah, no, I
wouldn't mind.
understand that, but like,
don't make my life easier.
I mean, if
man.
if Activision is going to do it, they're just going to have to do what we're doing, but pay someone for it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, they're just going to have to take someone like, I don't know, Hector, who you get to set up the scrims, but they're just going to have to take someone like that.
I got a
employ
team.
them to do a new role. But I just don't feel like that's realistic. I don't think they're going to do that. But that is how they would need to do it if they did. And I feel like across the board, that's something that I feel like they could do better on, is like getting people that we know are very good at doing these jobs into the actual positions they're in. It's like, bro, if you look at any other, like, I feel like if you look at a real life scenario of most companies, they'd see someone doing a job very well at another place, and they'd be like, all right, this person could add value, and they want to, you know, put them into the system. But with Activision, it feels like, you know, they've got like set people that are quote unquote like industry people, like, you know, the admins at the venue, or they're the people that they normally use, and we're just ignoring the talent of people like Misno or like Oswald for no reason. Like, if you're gonna do Activision hosted scrims, it's literally just going to be Pullze Check scrims, but someone being paid to do it. And at that point, it
Right.
might as well be the people that are already doing it, but getting paid extra because they're already good at it. So whether it's Activision or you under an Activision guide, like whatever it is, it's going to be the same shit regardless. Just
I agree.
asking Activision to host scrims and hoping it works isn't going to work, because we ran into problems and we already know the ins and outs. So it would have to be us anyway.
I think
Go ahead, sorry. I got a lot I want to talk about here.
No, yeah, I think a big issue, honestly, is the fact that, like, think about any other esport. Like, I'll just use Apex, for example. The fact that they have, 60 players at a time, and they have, like, how many players qualified for a LAN? Like, we don't have the luxury of having, like, group stages on LAN and stuff.
Surplus,
So that there's a surplus amount of teams that can make scrims. Because, dude, even Apex, bro, they have teams where, like, oh, like, it's my mom's birthday or whatever. Like, the fact that we have 150 players qualified and we're expecting 150 players to actually show up for scrims to actually get good practice is, like, so unrealistic. So we need to, like, if we're gonna stick to a BR format for a LAN, it needs to be like 100 players, or like maybe 120. But like 100 players would be like enough where there's a surplus of like
And
teams that
200
are
people
fillers.
qualify?
Well, I'm not saying, like, I think that's also unrealistic. I think for Resurgence they could do that. You know, let's say it's like 7, or it's like 28 teams or something for Resurgence, and there's 14 that play at a time. Like, that would make sense, but they're not going to do that for a big map. So if there was 100 players that qualified for World Series of Warzone, even if teams couldn't make it, there's always going to be like extras that are like, fuck, I didn't qualify, but like, let me get into scrims and stuff. And like, that would make more sense. The fact that we had 150 qualify and we're like expecting to fill a lobby with 150 players was just unrealistic.
I have something I want to pitch, and it kind of goes with that. Like, okay, I see Ashay, I see, you know, a couple of people saying some stuff in the chat, which I completely understand. Like, but I feel like we're in a fucking cycle, right? We're in a cycle to where the players feel like they deserve this, and Activision says, hey, you guys are showing us this though, right? So, and I see both sides. I see both sides, right? Where the players are like, yo, Activision doesn't care. They don't, which rightfully so. Look at the way this event with that argument can very well be made that, no, they don't really care, right? But then Activision sees, hey, they're not even filling scrims. There's no passion. They complain about everything. Why should we even give them, like, why should we even try even more than we already are, right? And then it becomes a cycle of just like, oh, these people are not doing enough. These guys are not doing enough. Then somebody has to break the fucking cycle. I've said this before. Somebody has to break the cycle, right?
My take on this, bro.
Go ahead.
Like,
go ahead.
The multi-billion-dollar corporation, even if you count like the overall value, like just the marketing budget alone is like a company's money that makes no real difference. Why should, like, you know, obviously I think the players need more passion, but the one to break the mold, I feel like Activision has a lot less to lose than like individuals with families and lives. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the way it should look, they should just take WTF budget and like Pullze Check budget as two separate things. You know, they can have the
Pullze Check
marketing
budget.
tournament and do that. Yeah, you know, no, like hear me out, like a Pullze Check league type shit. So
He
like
didn't
you
have
take
a
the
budget,
budget,
bro.
you
He
Hey,
wants one
FIFA, I
now.
paid for
No,
that
I'm
myself.
saying, wait, hold up. I'm saying we should get one. I know you paid for yours. Hold up. So like they give
Yo,
a budget to
JD's about to
WTF
get
for, like,
checked. JD's about to get checked.
Wait. So they have like a marketing budget, right? And they give an amount of that to like WTF to host like content tourneys, and that's fine to be all NA. But then separately, you could take like, it doesn't even have to be much, bro, because like any money will be incentive. You know what I'm saying? Like if people know they could get paid, You know, so like they give you like, I don't know, 20K to host a Pullze Check league, so you don't have to fund it out of pocket. You can use a bit of that to get someone to like actually pay to host it, so it's not just people doing hard work. And then like people have incentive to actually go and play. I feel like this just makes so much more sense, bro. And then you can do that split host too, because like technically it's NA marketing budget, but like it's competitive. It's meant to be comp, and we can actually work towards something.
Well, now that you say that, FIFA, because you are fucking spitting. This is what I was gonna say, right? let me spit real quick. This is what I genuinely believe would make the scene way fucking better, right? FIFA, you pretty much just said what I was gonna say, and it solves the issue of why do people not want to grind, right? If they knew that if they played scrims, they would get invites to this bigger thing, right? They would play. But more importantly, if there was it's not called a league. Let's just say it was called the ladder or something, right? If there was a ladder, right? where hypothetically speaking, if there was a ladder where you grab budget from Total Frenzy, you know, the marketing budget, say, hey, you know what? We're going to grab this, and this is strictly for competitive. And every season you have a season 1 of this. You could call it, if you wanted me to run it, I could run it, sure. You could call it maybe Pullze Check ladder if you want. So you would have this thing run, right? And every season this thing would run, right? And it would be the competitive thing for World Series or for whatever, right? For the competitive scene, right? And you gave people an actual reason to want to grind. I don't know what. Okay, FIFA, this is a good question. How much money do you think is enough every season for a ladder? Like to be people be like, okay, we're playing. And remember, you can expand this and make this into Division A, Division B, Division C.
I mean, bro, putting a number on it's so hard. I feel like it's easy just to say like 20K a season, but like, bro, we're throwing 10K, 50K at hide and seek, bro. We can make it work.
He's spinning! He's fucking spinning! Okay, so hypothetically speaking, FIFA, what would be an ideal number that's like, you know what, this would make people want to lock in and make it worth it, because you're not just sacrificing for nothing now. If you're grinding, you're playing this, you actually make money now, right?
I feel like anywhere from like 20 to 50K a season would be like pretty good. That'd be like at least a good place to get like proof of concept. You know what I'm saying? Like run it for a bit. It's not a huge loss if it doesn't work out. And if it does work out, great. Anywhere between 20 and 30. And bro, they chucked that at hide and seek, bro. I played bingo for more than that. Come on.
Yeah, I want to add something too.
Wait. But sorry, I just want to ask one more question.
No, you're good.
How long would a season last? A month?
Yeah, that one's more. Yeah, I feel like a month is good.
So 3 weeks of group stages, one final, like 1 week of finals.
Yeah, I think
4
that's
weeks.
pretty good. I think that's a good cycle. Something like that.
Okay. All right.
The only thing is, I feel like it could line up with like actual Warzone seasons better, because if you have too many seasons, each one doesn't really feel meaningful.
Yeah. So then would you do one season per season? Yeah, sorry.
No, you're good. For the competitors that are watching too, Hector's Pullze Check ladder he hosted for 5K last year literally got teams 6-month contracts. There was teams that did well in the Pullze Check ladder that did well. They went to an org, said, hey, here's a proof of concept. Here's a resurgence ladder that we're playing right now. It's only $5,000, but here's our placements. And people got signed for 6-7 months, guaranteed contracts, because Hector threw that as well. So that's another incentive for competitors to show up to these things and actually take them seriously, because at the end of the day, too, there was getting free contracts getting handed out that teams that got shit on at LAN, both LANs, they got absolute shit on, but they got guaranteed contracts because they showed up to the Pullze Check ladder and turned up.
I'll say this. There was people, and fuck it, I don't give a fuck, I'm leaking. There was people that genuinely couldn't get contracts because they didn't participate in this. And they were having to fight orgs to be like, hey, look, like, I didn't play in it because of this, but I promise you I'm good. And all they had to go off of was that.
That happened to us because we were the last team to form. Our team formed after the Pullze Check ladder ended, and I didn't play EWC last year because I had a sponsored thing at the F1. So we had like no proof of concept for our team. Like we knew the vision and what we were capable of, but like we had no proof of concept. And the league adds proof of concept. It adds structure, or ladder. Sorry, it adds like structure to it, and it's like a clear path. Because like, bro, imagine we're talking about people trying to achieve dreams and shit, but imagine you go into a job and it's like, oh, how often do I get promoted? They're like, hey, you might never. It's like, oh, when do I get paid? You might never. And it's like, You know what I mean? Like no one's going into that like happily. You know what I'm saying? Like there will be a few, but you can't expect everyone to take that step, especially not knowing like everybody's personal situation. Like there needs to be like steps, and it doesn't need to be like, oh, you come and play all ladder, you're gonna be guaranteed 50K a year in 3 years. Like it's not gonna be like that because that's not the nature of the work we're doing. But like at least add a sense of structure that people can feel comfortable taking that step, and like you know they want to move their life around a bit to make it work.
Yeah, like bro, a ladder consistently across a whole year would be so fucking fire to build storylines. And again, it doesn't have to be a match. I know Ashay said it like, oh yes,
Production
chat. The way it
and all
works
that.
is it's a prize pool, but then it's also production costs. But even then, like it's definitely feasible, especially if you have somebody doing it that like, yeah. I'm saying right now, I don't fucking care about the money, bro. I want to have a fucking this. I want to grow this.
He's lying, bro. He told me he wants a big ass house and a pool and a jet.
Chat. I don't even got a car, chat. All right, I don't got a car. Yeah.
Only because you can't reach the pedals, bro.
All right, that's fucked up. That's fucked up.
Oh shit.
Look, all I'm trying to say is like I really do think anybody should be able to compete if they want to. And if there was one place where they can point to that's like, hey, if you want to compete, you should go play this, right? If there was a ladder, a league, let's just fuck it. I'm just call it a league. There was some ladder league that you could play in that had 3 different divisions that you could work your way up or even get pushed out of, right? That was consistent throughout an entire year that built storylines. It would not only, I think it's a small risk for reward for Activision if they actually care, because you would have storylines throughout the entire year. You'd have people that actually care about it. You'd have people gassing it up to whenever you get to EWC, whenever you get to World Series of Warzone, the hype is there. As opposed to this year, there was no anticipation, it was so hard to get people to want to play because there was nothing to play for, and even the people. All I'm saying,
that structure is also just better for viewers in general. It's like having a stream schedule or like anything. Like, bro, imagine any professional sport was like, oh, we might have a game this Sunday, but we might not. Like, who the fuck's buying tickets to that, bro? Like, it's so dumb. Like, bro, if you have a thing where it's like, all right, there's gonna be a 5K, it's gonna be this weekend. Here's who's gonna be playing. Like, people know where to be to watch that. And then also, bro, look at like what happened with Gentlemates and like Go Target and the boys. Like, bigger creators want to like watch their teams and get involved. But if it's not structured, how can they do that? Like not everyone's a Warzone diehard who's sitting there waiting for the go live. Like not everyone's checking the Pullze Check Twitter or whatever. Like that's just not how it works. If you have a league, then you have a structure, you have a timetable. It's just better for everyone involved, including Acti. And I feel like the viewership would just naturally be better like that. And if you look at games like Apex that have stuff like that, they pop off, and it's not an accident. Anytime that extra backing is involved, it always works.
I mean, bro, look at CS:GO. What their rank thing was like nothing, right? Isn't CS:GO? Maybe I'm confusing the game, but somebody started. It was like a streamer. Somebody started their own like league thing, and that became the biggest. That was considered like the pinnacle of that competitive. I forgot what game it was, chat. It might have been CS:GO, maybe it was a different game, but they started it from like somebody doing it on their own separate thing that wasn't a part of the game, and it grew to something fucking huge, So like, was it Face It? Is Face It that? I don't know what it was, but I know that's how it kind of.
Wait, Hector.
What's up?
I do need to head out pretty quick. I just want to throw one more thing.
Go ahead.
Go. All right, you ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Copper Box, London, next year. Don't be weird. Bro, they already did it. They know the event stuff. They know how to run it. It went well. Okay. I know for a fact that that arena is not expensive. So I don't want to hear that. And also, if you put it in London, no one's getting their visas denied. Also, if you put it in London, there's 10 million people that live within a 10-mile radius. You're going to sell it out and sell the tickets more than 3 days before. Like, just do it in London, in the Copper Box every year. Run it.
Hear me out. We do it in Paris.
Facts.
I mean, bro, we could just do a European city that's easy to reach with a venue that makes sense. Like, come on, bro.
Make sure Gentlemates is close because those guys know how to fucking party. Let me tell you.
FIFA City's running it.
Those guys know.
Yo, give me a budget. I'll book the arena for next year. I'll do all of it. Bro. I'm telling you right now, I'll run that shit S tier. I know who runs that arena. I know where the hotels are.
Oh shit. Yo, hey, You heard him. Free labor. Free labor.
I'll do that shit for free. You just give me the budget. I'll allocate and I'll make it work. Let's go.
Hey, listen, I guess to kind of wrap it up, guys, because FIFA does have to go. It's World Series Warzone. Before you guys want to talk about the event real quick, we haven't even talked about it.
Dude, there's so much more to talk about,
Even
bro.
conceptually, I don't even know how it got approved.
Yo, look what Biffle said, bro.
Just use the bingo budget.
Nah, Biffle, that's your budget now, little bro.
They spend way too much money on bingo, scavenger hunts, fucking these total funds, bro. I swear.
Bro, nah,
I digress.
That's Biffle's tournaments now, bro. That's Biffle's tournaments.
Yeah, 100%.
No, Shanice, please, no. Please,
I would
Steph,
like to-
Shanice, don't
I
kill
would-
us. Please.
I would definitely like to talk about the event itself. FIFA, if you need to go, I mean, I get it.
I got
would like
10 minutes for this. Let me talk my
Okay.
shit.
Go ahead, FIFA.
All right, can I-
Because you do have to go, let FIFA go
Yeah.
first so that say what you need to say, Pops.
All right. Give us a day buffer in between events if we're going to do 3 events on top of each other. That was chalk. Make sure the different teams running each event communicate with each other. And make sure that we get some people who know the scene involved. And don't cut corners because then it's a shit show. That's my plan. Other than that, once the games got started, the event was great. There was no delays, no lobby resets. The game started quickly. From game 1 till the end, perfect. The 3 hours before, not great. The ending afterwards, not great. The the crowd situation, not great. But all of that is super avoidable. Like, bro, they made the actual event run good, which is like, you know, that's a difficult part. But what are we doing, man? What are we doing? You know?
I definitely think they should have let my man's pee. For sure.
That was crazy.
Well, you know what? Like I've seen a lot of the different pros, and it's like even when I was watching different POVs, you could hear other people's comms. And
Yes,
it's like,
Diaz.
bruh,
That was. I want Diaz to
bumping
come
chairs,
inside.
dog.
No.
They're bumping the
No,
chairs,
you know
and the
why?
people behind them have different
Bro, you
mixer
know why?
audios, and
Dude.
Oh my god, bro, this is a little anecdote. I was checked like the wind, bro. Checked like the wind. So I did Code Bowl and Code Next, right? And every LAN I've ever been to, including those two, the 2 days before, was exactly the same. Headset mic for comms with your teammates, other mic for the stream. Okay, and it makes sense because the headset mics have way better like noise suppression, and you can't hear anything around you because it's right in front of your mouth. Like anybody who knows audio knows this. And I sit down for World Series, right? And bear in mind, we spent the day before. I was in that event. I was in that venue for 12 hours because I had Code Next too. We did tech check, played a practice game. Everything's perfect, bro. All good. Sit down the next day. All of a sudden, everything sounds like shit. So I get my tech guy. I'm like, yo, why does my mic sound like shit? He's like, oh, you're adjusting the gate on the wrong mic. I'm like, bro, you're telling me we're using the stream mic that sat on my desk for comms now? Who tell me who made this decision? I got him to take me to the dude. And he goes, yeah, we don't really know why they did it that way because it was completely different than the day before and every other LAN ever. He was like, we got a text in the Discord at 9 a.m. this morning to completely change everything. Like, what? Why would they do that? Like, bro, why do a tech check and then change all the tech overnight? How does that make sense? Like, bro, all the shit was working. Code Bowl ran great. Pod Next, from a tech point of view, ran pretty well. And we set it up the night before. And then overnight, they just completely flipped it. Like, what? And then because there's no day buffer in between, no one got to check it. It was like they randomly changed all our shit. We turn up. It's all different. No one knows what to do. And then there's no day in between. We just jump straight into World Series. Like, everyone arrives that morning. Everyone's shit's broken. Everything sounds terrible. And we got 2 hours before we load in. And then even if the game went fine and there was no issues loading into the game, that's still cutting it pretty fine. And then if anything else goes wrong, you're late. And that's what happened.
what about re-downloading the game again, or what was that about?
I mean, that's just an oversight. But like, I mean, at the end of the day, we did end up playing on the local servers. They did end up fixing that. Like, you know, I don't fully.
They got it figured out.
It's a massive oversight. Like, they should have just done it just as insurance, just in case. But like, in the end, we did play on the local servers, and I think everybody who played at that venue would have rather played on the local servers. So like, I don't blame them for that side of things.
I think they made a good change.
Else,
I think they did good with that.
Yeah, if everything else didn't go wrong, that wouldn't have been like a huge issue.
Dude.
Bro, oh god. Bro, there were so many issues. I think that the problem is like it was a competitive tournament, but it wasn't a competitive environment. Like at the end of the day, like bro, like no mix amps. For some reason, they let one team bring their own mix amps, which was insane, by the way. I don't know if you guys knew that. One team was able to bring mix amps because they got pre-approved, and then everybody else was like, "What the fuck are you guys talking about? We could bring mix amps? Like, how was that allowed? How is anyone allowed to bring their own whatever?"
Well, no, I don't think they were pre-approved. I got told they just asked their admin, and he said, "Yeah."
Yeah. Well, I was told like, no, that's not gonna be allowed. They're like, that's not gonna be allowed. Like tomorrow, don't worry, they won't have them. And then we showed up, and they're like, well, apparently they got pre-approved, so they can use their mix amps. Like that one, that's an issue. Two, there was a team. I'm just gonna fucking call them out. Nano and them, I guess they were using DS4. They were the only team apparently using DS4 for some reason. I don't know why. They can, if they're here or whatever, maybe they can defend themselves. That's what I heard, that they were allowed to use DS4. Deuce Amir's team was using invisible skins for the first 2 games. Bro, my team was on pack. My team was on pack and lost the first 2 games. Big Man and Scythe or whatever, they dev-aired, didn't get a reset. Like
double dev-air, right?
And then, bro, I'm watching Shifty fight Sage in the gulag, and he goes, "Sage, I'm sitting in the back. I'm sitting in the back." like, how is someone allowed to talk to another player on a different team? Like, I thought it was hilarious because Shifty's obviously just like fucking with him, and like they all know, like, bro, Gabe killed Huskers, and like he's just like screaming at him, like, bro, how is that? Oh. Dude, I'm sorry. Bro,
turn around. Oh, they did all the recons. I know where the zone's ending.
One side of the lobby or one side of the room was on full screen borderless. The other side of the room was on full screen exclusive. How did that happen? Like, what are we doing?
We found out people were using that, and we asked our admin. They were like, "Nah, you can't do that." And I was like, "Well, I know for a fact that there's a team with that, and their admin approved it." And he was like, "Well, if you could go and tell me which teams are using that, then I'll get it changed." I was like, "All right, so you want me to go around setup to setup, me as a competitor? You want me to go to each team and check their settings, and then come back to you and report it? Like, what do you mean, bro? What do you mean?"
They're like,
I'm telling you, they just need people that know what they're doing. Like, they just need people that actually understand. Oh, you know how many times Art got called into that room? Yo, somebody call Art to fix this, and Art would go run, and he'll be back in 5 minutes. Bro did that like 5 times. Art was fixing everything. Bro did that for free. Bro did that for free.
What Smith just said, bro, there was a circle of people. You'd ask an admin, hey, like, I need this fixed. They're like, let me go ask someone real quick. And then they come back 20 minutes. Yo, did you ever find that? Well, I'm waiting on someone. Let me go check on that. So they're like, there was just like circles. Like you were just getting put in circles anytime you asked for like a tech thing. At the end of the day too, like, bro, we need like the difference between COD and X and like World Series of Warzone is that one's a creator event, one's a competitive event. You need like soundproof microphones that are in your mouth, not like some stand on the desk Elgato microphones that you can hear teammates across the room, bro. Like, when FIFA 1, I was watching back different VODs, bro, people that are across the room, you could literally hear them screaming. Like, that's insane. Like, bro, VP got wiped. VP got wiped by the French, and they were like across, they were literally 40 yards away. And all I hear is, "Dad!" Like on Dongi's, like, how can you hear other teams, bro? Like, this guy Sage and Shifty are literally back to back, and Sage is like, yeah, or Shifty's like, "I'm gonna fucking camp in the back." Like, bro, like, it is just so trolly. It was so trolly.
The craziest one was when Soka and them white Virtus Pro. Soka goes, "Don't worry, Donkey, breathe. They're gonna be a Falcon next year. Breathe."
Like, that's insane, bro.
They're like right next to him too, bro.
Bro, mid-game. Oh, and don't even get me started, bro. The whole, when Joe was in the gulag, they're like in a mid-fight, and I guess the casters joined to do a listen in, and they're full calming in their ear.
Oh, that was crazy.
Joe's like fighting, and like he hears like Dandro like, "Oh, this team's getting into a fight right now," like, and he's probably like, "What the fuck is going on?" No, dude, it was so trolly. It was actually such a trolly event that like there was just like, if you just didn't have unfortunate shit happen to you, like whatever. But I don't know.
Bro, well, do you see what happened to us before we're even in the plane? This is like game 4. We're like in first place, whatever, and fucking Lens audio goes out because the tech guy changed some shit. And Lens audio's out. We flagged the admin before the plane even starts. He's like, "Yo, I got no audio on my shit. Can we get a reset?" The guy's like, let me check. We get to like the end of first zone. He goes, "Nah, no reset." We're like, "What? What do you mean?"
Bro, look at what Grammy just said. Grammy said an admin was on his phone and was charging it using my PC mid-map 1.
Like,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Oh, bro, did you hear what happened before we started? I think I said it on the Pullze Check that day. I think I said it that day, but when we were having all the issues with packet loss and like initially at the start of the tournament, wait, also Len plugged his controller in. That's what it was. He like unplugged it and plugged it back in, so his like sound device changed. Anyways, when we were doing the packet loss stuff, I said to the guy, because we were about to fly in for like the real game, I said to the guy, I was like, yo, like if we get packet loss again, like what happens? He was like, just flag me and we'll decide if it's playable or not. I was like, bro, what do you mean? He was like, well, you know,
packet loss.
Yeah, he was like, we'll see how high the number is, and if we deem it playable, then we'll continue. If not, then we'll see what we're gonna do. So I'm about to fly into my first map of $1 million tournament I spent 6 months prepping for, and bro said, you know, if you're just on like 5 packet loss, it's fine. Like, what do you mean, bro? 1% packet loss is terrible.
I mean, is there enough admins? Like, can they hire a team? Because again, the way that this works is they hire a company to run it for them, right? Like they outsource a team. Is there any way to like, I know it's more work, but like to hire a bunch of individual people who actually know what they're doing to like to run it? Like,
bro, I promise you, if they had Art as War and like 2 people to help him, and he had a day in between to set up all those PCs, I promise you every setup would have been fire and perfectly fine. But they also need the right, like, they need the right peripherals. Like, they need a microphone, like the ones that you guys use for the watch party. Like, they need actual, not like hashtag add Corsair, which, you know, again, I know it was like for like COD Next and stuff, but like that stuff kind of needs to be separated.
Fine.
Bro, the headsets were not fine. You could literally scream through someone else's mic. Because people that switched them as well, that weren't using the standing one, you could still hear other teams if they use the headset one.
What? No, you couldn't use the headset mic. We got told that wasn't allowed.
People switched them. People switched them.
Yo, I'm Jay.
No, there was so much stuff. Like, that's what I'm saying is like, I feel like every team was on a different setup because like, it was like, holy fuck, this shit is so chalked that like, we're just trying to make do and like figure this shit out. Like, everything was cooked. It was actually a movie.
yo, y'all remember last year when Diaz was on half the frames of everybody else the first day?
Yeah, that was insane too. That was insane too.
Nah, bro, the other thing was, bro, we get the tech guy to come and do like our noise gates on our mics, and like everything still sounded like shit. We must have spent 45 minutes of that second day trying to figure out what it was. And it turned out the guy came and did the like all the sound gates on the wrong PC. So we're sitting there tweaking like, bro, we changed everything, and it just wasn't the right PC. But I feel like the guy who is literally at our station to do that should know better. Like, I'm not trying to be like a dickhead, but that's like literally what he's there for.
Yeah. You don't want to be an asshole, like, but the way we gotta, sometimes we gotta be an asshole to provide feedback. It's like, it's always like this with when it comes to the tech guys at events, and like, I don't know, like
they're trying their best, but like that, I feel like they could have got other people familiar with the game and the scene that could have done like a better job, or even the same people just with better guidance.
Yeah, I would say, even, I'm not kidding. You hire Art and Merc and have them be like head admins and help them like to like tech checks and shit. Oh, GG's, that should run smooth. Art did not run into a problem that he couldn't fix. That whole thing. Bro, the guy came, I was like, yo, chat can't hear my audio. He came and he added more delay to my game sound. I was fucking jacked. Next, bro. Let me see this clip. What is this? Let me see. Turn it up a little bit.
We got yell. Damn, wow. I'm hearing them fight like crazy. I was like, who's shooting out the sky, bro?
That's Z-Laner, right?
But just use comms like that. Holy fuck, that was insane.
Damn.
Yeah,
so like that's what you hear.
Broken.
Z's out here fighting for his life.
Look, I think next year, like, bro, I think Call of Duty's gonna have to make a decision here, right? Do they take the learnings from this? I mean, I feel like there's 3 options that could happen. Do they take the learnings from this and take this away again and not do COD Next and World Series Warzone together? You do same as last year. You go to the Copper Box. You do World Series Warzone, then Call of Duty Next. You make them 2 separate events, right? That's one route. Another route, they do the exact same thing, but they learn their lesson and they're like, hey, you know, maybe we shouldn't do them so close to each other. Maybe have one day, either do it before World Series Warzone before, then COD Next after, have a day buffer in between the 2, whatever, and then, you know, improve off that if they want to save money on venue, right? Or, which I hope does not happen, they just cancel World Series of Warzone because of how bad this went.
I think World Series of Warzone COD Next together was fire. I think it was fire. There's a way better way to do it, and they need the proper peripherals and like proper time to set up for World Series of Warzone competitors. I feel like there was a lack of respect, like as a competitive event, in the sense of like the mics, the audio, the tech check day. Like we didn't have a day in between. There was just a lack of respect, I think, for the competitors. Like, and like not being like, hey, this is a competitive event. It's $1 million on the line, and we need to give them like the time and like the respect that like they need to set up their stuff and make sure it like sounds all good. But I do like the idea of COD Next and World Series of Warzone combined because there's a huge opportunity there to like bridge the two.
COD XP.
Yeah.
COD XP.
COD XP.
Look, bro. Listen. Rob, clip this. I know you want it. I'm giving you ammo. Listen, bro. Listen. Guys, COD XP. Think about it. All right? You have World Series of Warzone with Call of Duty Next in the same week, right?
Yep.
You have a live audience for World Series of Warzone. The tickets give you entry to World Series of Warzone. But not only World Series of Warzone, but at the World Series of Warzone event, you have a bunch of setups that you can play the game early if you go. You don't have to wait for the beta. You go, you play your favorite game. They've done it before at fucking COD XP. COD XP, they've done it before back in the day where it was CDL and they had I think it was the beta, like they could play the game early over there at COD XP. They do that. They have it all together. You have meet and greets with all your favorite content creators and you turn into a big event. It's like COD fucking, I don't know if you want to call that COD XP, but it's like Comic-Con, but for Call of Duty. And you can have companies, you have vendor spots where they come and, you have Scuff Gaming, Battle Beaver. You have all these companies comes and do shit. You can have IRL shit. Like, bro, it could be dope. Like, you can actually make it dope. Like, that's a sick marketing, strategy.
I feel like another alternative is like they do COD Next, right? And that's like if they did COD Next separately for multiplayer and whatever, then it's like its own thing. And you know how we were saying they do like 2 COD Next, but 1 for Warzone? They could do the Warzone COD Next at the World Series tournament. Because you've already got all the Warzone people there anyway.
The only thing is it would have to have like the timing. Because like it was like if Call of Duty is going to keep this thing again, like their yearly cycle, then the Call of Duty Warzone Next has to be in February. And
I think
they cannot interfere with
London or Paris or Germany, Europe regardless. That's my take.
I'm down, Diaz. Look, how about this? Activision pays for that huge piece of land, D, where we're trying to move, and we build a huge compound that we host LANs every year. That sounds fire.
Yes. What about they give me the whole marketing budget and I promise I will use it for tournaments and not myself.
That's crazy. Yo, okay, before we go, guys, look at this. Before we go, guys, but look at the average placement, bro. No, that's crazy.
Wait, that is...
Yeah,
that's like a lot closer.
I saw that. Yeah, I was what?
So
but the money
not
ain't.
getting enough kills?
No. Not average place per game. The average placement at World Series of Warzone. So EU was super top heavy, and then fell down a lot after that. NA was more not top heavy, but more consistent.
It's basically even. 21 and 22 is basically the same. Yeah, it's crazy.
22.9 was the average placement for EU teams, chat, and 24.73 was the average placement for NA. I told JD and I was like, bro, is this true? There's no way this is right. I was like, there's no way this is right. Bro.
Well,
but hey, for the pricing, it wasn't even close.
Yeah.
But for the pricing, it wasn't even close, bro. 788 to 190? That's fucking crazy. Damn.
Well, 300 of that K is FIFA, right? His team?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, yeah, that's what I would always say about like the
he
other
made
events.
more
like,
than all the NA creators combined.
Oh, that's fucked up.
That's crazy.
That's fucked up.
True.
Or
Yeah,
his
bro.
team, rather, but you know what I mean.
That's fucked up.
What was it last year? Was it pretty similar to this? Like 7-1? Like in pricing?
Well, the thing is, like, it's so top heavy because especially World Series, like first place is double second. So like first place just takes up literally 30% of the prize pool. If you have first and second place from one region, it just looks insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
I mean, you guys got 1, 2, 3. You guys got 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. That's what I mean, though. But even if you just take away the top 2 teams, it looks like way less skewed. Like I was trying to say this before when we were comparing like NA pricing like over the last few years. Like if you remove just SSD from the average earnings over the last like few years, it looks so much less bad. But
Oh
Right.
yeah, because they
Shit.
skew it.
yeah, exactly. But it looks so good for us now that I'm down to like not skew it though.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I was just mind blown when I saw that average placement. I was like, bro, there's no way this is accurate. Like, I was like, this is a typo. Like, there's no way. But
And
shit.
Latam North is just the one team, right?
No, they had 4.
Dusamir and Nano.
No,
three.
not
Nano,
the
I guess,
number
was
of
NA.
teams, but the ones that got paid out. Because Dusamir, what was he, like 10th
Oh.
or something? 12th?
I think it might have
they're
only
like
been
12,
one. You're
I
right.
think.
I think you're right. It was only one team, chat. Damn.
Yeah.
You're number
One
6
out of
earner now,
4. It's
Fif.
still pretty good, but yeah.
Oh, dude, you know what I think is like crazy?
Talk to me.
I still think this is wild that 10x made it to EWC but not World Series.
Oh,
That
like
blows
that he
my
wasn't able to. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how can a top 7 team in something that was way more brutal not fall for like Big Man? I don't understand.
All right, this is gonna come off crazy, but I mean this like in just like a more whatever. So after Game 5, like in NA quals, we basically knew that we were qualified for EWC, so we basically stopped pushing them because I figured that they would be like an easier team to qual basically for EWC than like another team. So like they were landing docks, and like we wanted more teams on that side of the map, so we just stopped killing them after map 5.
Damn. So you're teaming?
No,
I'm playing.
but like
like
that's
that.
like also kind of why.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That makes sense. I mean, look, I think next year, kind of wrapping up everything we said, I hope that EU can get like some more tournaments, right? I hope that we can, if anybody's watching over there, there can be some type of ladder that's consistent throughout the year that gives people a reason to want to play. I do think that scrims would feel more. If people feel like there was a way for anybody to compete, I think scrims would feel more. If they, I think especially with Resurgence, right? I hope that this next year we have there's a crossroads here, at least from what it seems like, right? Last year was fucking amazing when it came to Warzone competitive. This year was probably the worst year for Warzone competitive. Now, it's like Call of Duty's gonna have to decide what direction do they want to take and what they want to do. So, I hope that things change, and I hope that there can be something for you guys. Because this last year was not the greatest. So, anyways, yeah. But boys, I think we've been on here for about 3 hours now yapping. Now, I mean, fellas, any final thoughts?
This World Series was the best one they've done yet. That's
Yeah.
all I have to say.
Not biased.
Events, final thoughts.
Con next event was fire. The scheduling could have been way better. I think the Verdansk stuff was kind of just like overdone, obviously, and we got a funny meme out of it. World Series of Warzone was an absolute joke. There's so many things that needed to fix, but I will say, I talked to FIFA about it. Like, I'm glad. Like, they were like the best team on the day. Like, you watch their VOD, they were literally like so cohesive. Like, they were an actual
Even the
team.
last match was crazy.
Yes, you guys played phenomenal. So like that felt good to seeing like the best. I feel like the best team on the day won, and that felt good. But the event itself was like an absolute joke. Like that was not a real LAN. And hopefully we can learn and get better from it. I honestly tweeted about it. I think it's the worst esports event we've ever seen in any game. I think it was arguably the worst event we've ever seen. And hopefully things can just get better. So, but yeah, overall it was a good week.
Yeah, I would say pretty similar to Ebatez. I think COD Next was fucking awesome. Code Ball was really cool. I thought that like Code Ball skin they did and the little speech we got, that was really nice. World Series of Warzone, obviously because we won it, was great, but how it was ran was pretty bad. I just think all the things that were bad, like obviously there's so many moving parts, so like it kind of increases in how much effort goes in, but I feel like it's minimal shit that could be done to make it so much better. You know what I mean? Like the actual effort that would have to be put in is in terms of like, COD Next scheduling, and then like World Series, employment of just a few individuals who can make such a pivotal difference. I feel like none of the things we're facing right now are like huge, crazy, insane,
Yeah. Okay. All right. Chad's going rogue. They want us to talk about Roster Mania. If you have to go.
We have a tournament tomorrow. I mean, we might as well.
Wait, look what Shifty said. He said you could say his team for tomorrow.
It's probably getting tweeted soon anyways. All right, FIFA, do you have time? Because I'm down to talk about this.
Well, I just want to hear it before I leave. I gotta leave, but just tell me what it is. I gotta go.
All right. So, guys, here we go. Tomorrow's tournament, it will be Shifty, Smitty, and is it the same person?
Skullface.
Skullface. From what it looks like, Shifty and Soko will not be teaming together tomorrow.
Triple S is back, baby. Triple S is back.
I know Soka's team. I don't know if he wants me to say anything yet. So I'll wait.
Wait, who's Aiden with?
I don't know.
I don't know as of right now.
Is Sage still in here? Sage has a roster.
I don't know Sage's roster.
Bro, Biffle's so dumb.
Basically, I was saying earlier, all right, there's
I gotta go, boys. Yo, love though.
All right.
Love.
Later, Bobby.
GG's.
You can keep it here, JD, if it's too much. I appreciate you, FIFA. Appreciate you, Baba. JD,
Good luck with the rest.
all right, baby. Later, bro.
basically there's four NA teams that are like in the top, right? And somehow, some way, 4 of them kind of condensed into 3, and they're all on different teams. So that's basically what happened. So I don't know.
No, what Smitty said. No, this is my biggest fear, bro. Please, bro. Please don't retire, bro. Please.
Well, yeah. Okay, that's another conversation. So
Who's
like,
taking time off?
No, not him.
Aiden.
Fuck him. We already gave him his speech. We already gave him.
He said, "Fuck him."
I'm not talking about him.
well, that's what sucks.
I'm not talking
I
about
will
him.
say, bro, this World Series of Warzone killed it for a lot of these like creators that like compete. Like, dude, if you're a top creator, World Series of Warzone this year was a waste of time. I hate to say it was a waste of time because you benefited literally nothing for a 1-day event. And it was just like absolutely horrible. It was horribly ran. Like, so I know Huskers Bread, they're done. I'm pretty sure.
Well, there's a little bit of that too that we haven't even talked about. And I know some of you guys know things that maybe aren't supposed to be public, probably, I would imagine. But Battlefield is going to have their BR. And that's going to compete directly with COD. And I don't know if they're bringing anything to the table to compete with Battlefield. So at least for the 6-7 months, Battlefield has a chance to cook with their BR. And not only is that going to probably be even more competitive at a certain point because Apex is stale, Fortnite's stale, and all these competitors were going to jump into the Battle Royale. So not leaking anything because obviously I don't know anything, but I would imagine you guys hear things. But I feel like a lot of people are going to cook and there's going to be a lot more viewership in that when that drops relative to a Resurgence map. So I'll just throw it out there. That's the elephant in the room, I think, that you guys probably can't talk about. But that's all I'll say.
Listen, man, I told y'all, fellas, that I thank you, my love, appreciate it. That things are gonna be looking a little different for me this year. You know, I don't know what the future holds. I will still love Warzone. I will still play Warzone. I will keep fighting for Warzone competitive. But yeah.
Ebatez is like,
I got nothing to say. All I know, what sucks is that World Series of Warzone was so horribly ran and that EWC is Resurgence. We're going to be losing a lot of really great creators who are also competitors. And obviously Husker's already tweeted. I know Bread's going to Battlefield. We're going to lose, unfortunately, a lot of creators because
Wait, did you
there's
say
just
that
more
already?
Yeah, sure. Of course. I think that's pretty obvious. There's
yeah, no, I
also
think
more.
so too. I think I think a lot of people are still on the fence because we don't really know what it's going to offer, how popular it's going to be. But the reason why I think it's going to be uber competitive, even if the scene isn't necessarily supported from Battlefield, is because as long as they have private matches, which I think they likely will, there's going to be only 100 players. It's not like COD, we have 150. Mm-hmm. And then now you have Apex, Fortnite, and probably a few other like just disgusting FPS gamers that are going to give like that a real shot, because just like when Warzone happened, it's like a lightning, right? Like it's just uncontainable. Same thing with Fortnite. You can't guess what's going to happen. And the Battlefield VR, it could be the absolute like terrible dead on arrival when it actually comes out. But it could also be like lightning in a bottle and literal careers made for people. So that's like how big a deal this is, even though it's completely unknown. Warzone could have been the same. Fortnite could have been the same. If they never implemented a battle royale, it would not be on the map. You'd be save the world and nobody would touch it. So I think it's a huge opportunity, and money talks. So if there's money to be had, people will make it, and they'll do what's in their best interest to provide for themselves, their family, and their mental.
Yep. There's a lot of other creators too that I've heard that are thinking about quitting. I know FIFA was thinking about quitting, but he just won. So there's a few other guys. We're gonna basically, long story short, we're gonna lose a lot of viewership for competitive Warzone because a lot of these top creators that also compete are leaving.
I'm telling you, if there was ever a time for
Stealth Drop Avalon?
no, there was ever a time for a league or some type of ladder, and for them to like really put in to give these guys a reason to want to play and want to compete, time is now. Because I don't know. Look,
if we lose Aiden, Jeej.
I hope Aiden doesn't retire. Right?
It'd be kind of cool though, because like Biffle's only retiring from Warzone, right? So like maybe we get to see him play again in
He's gonna be the BR GOAT, bro. Aiden literally right now, isn't Aiden the BR?
The multi-BR
Aiden's
GOAT, brother.
He's the BR GOAT.
All right, D, you want to come over here and say anything, D? Yeah. Look, I don't know. Roster Mania, let's talk about it real quick. I think that, Shifty said, fuck it, talk about it. I don't know what's set in stone. I don't know if this is just temporary, but tomorrow it will be Shifty, Smitty, and Skullface. Now Soka's team. Thank you, my love. That one's. I'm gonna wait. But like, holy shit.
Well, it's obviously Dongi here. Like Soka already said that.
I'm not saying
Dongi.
nothing. Oh, okay, Dongi. Okay.
But I don't want to leak their third. But I feel like
He said not saying
chat,
okay.
you guys put the pieces together, chat. You know what I'm saying? There's 4 top teams in NA. They're kind of combining, turning into 3.
Which is why we're talking about like what's gonna happen with Aiden. If like these rosters that we're talking about are set in stone, when Aiden comes back, like who could see me?
Well, also like there's a different expectation, right? Like I think Aiden, at least from like my vibe from knowing him, it feels like I don't think he would compete unless he thought he could win. And with the players that are left over, I don't know if that's a team that'll match up against the other teams, if that makes sense. And I think there's a lot of competitors like that. If they don't feel like they could win with their team, they're going to be on the search for another team. But at a certain point, there's only so many pieces. So,
yeah, I mean that is my concern if that actually happens. I don't know what's going on, right? I don't know what he's gonna do, but like, I swear, man, if we lose Aiden and Diaz in the same fucking year,
and Huskers and Bread, and someone else that is a big part,
and Swag
potentially. Not Unk, man.
I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, nah.
Diaz said they caused this. The only way people stay, I'm not kidding, is if they start like doing actual competitive. Like, bro, you really think if they don't do what Apex did, if they do what Apex did, that people won't come back? I'm not even kidding. I'm being dead ass. if they do what Apex does and they do a full ass league, I'll bet my balls that Diaz comes back. I'll bet my balls, bro. I'll chop him off. I'll chop him off if he does it. Bro, if they do something actually legit and they're like, you know what? And they're like, yo, we gotta lock in. I can, you know, Diaz, there is a clip. Where's the clip? There's a clip somewhere. The only way that Diaz says, the only way I stay is they make a league. You know? I mean, D, let's just be honest. If you were to come back, anybody's dropping their teammate for you. By the way, this is not part of the actual podcast, right? Like, we're just kind of chilling at this point?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I don't feel bad eating during the pod, but
No,
like,
you're good.
well,
Just
I
yapping.
haven't eaten all day. But yeah,
JD,
talk to me.
can JD pull up Noobs' tweet? I'll send it in the group chat right now.
Look at what Shifty said. Look, I don't know. They got to do something, bro. I genuinely believe that, like, Call of Duty competitive next year, Warzone, that COD needs to start putting a lot into this because they've gotten away with not having any comp and shit. Yeah. Oh, no.
It's like the best thing that possibly could have happened too. Like, it's unfortunate because, like, it hasn't happened, but I'm glad it has now.
Yeah. Like, the same way how SVMM, like, I do think competition is good, and that's the reason for it. Shady, can you go back to the other thing, Bubby? The other screen. So, like, I don't know. Okay, so then, where do Sage and Noobs go? Who do they, you know?
Ay.
What do you think, JGOD? What do you think?
I don't know. I have no clue.
Hector, what do you think, man?
I'm sorry, what? Actually, call me right now.
What do you think that Sage and Noobs, like, what do you think they do?
I don't know. We're just posted together?
I don't know. Like, you saw Ed's tweet. He's like parting ways with something.
But we don't know like who it is he's parting ways with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true. I didn't even think about that. True.
Who could be formed there?
Raul. That's a big one. Big if true.
Raul?
I don't know. I guess we'll see tomorrow. The rosters, you know?
Chat, tomorrow's tournament's going to be fucking fire.
Unless any competitors want to, you know?
Yeah, any competitors in the chat, now's your time. Do you want to leak anything so we can talk about it?
I saw Trick Empathy reply to the 25K and said, would love to play with my new trio. Like, new trio?
Wait, Trick
What
said
happened
that?
there? Yeah.
Okay, let me just say, Grimy, like, bro, Grimy could actually be a top tier player. Like, bro, like, bro's learned a lot in the year. If Grimy can get in a squad and get somebody to put him on a fucking leash, that gets nasty, bro. Diaz Biffle said dead last squad. Wait, who?
He's probably talking about Trick.
No, I think he was talking about fucking Grimy. Y'all are crazy. So, yeah, I mean, it goes without saying that we probably know Dongi and Soka are together, right? Let's just be honest here. I'm not with the same team I was. Oh. Tomorrow's going to be fun. Chat, tomorrow there's a 25K tournament, right? 25K?
Yeah. I will say this.
Big map?
I will say there's some orgs for EWC are moving pretty quick, which is why I think that, like,
look at what Dia said. I didn't leak it. We can talk about it. Chat. Dongi, Soka, Almond versus Triple S.
the new Triple S.
Fellas, if this stays the way it is, this year is going to be fucking interesting. Bro, listen, bro. These guys are both my boys. I fucking love them to death. But if Soka and Shifty don't team together, the amount of fucking drama we're going to see and content is about to be fucking lit. That shit's about, like... But, bro, I'll be honest. I don't know any other teams that can compete with them. Talk to me, boys. Speak up.
I mean, Well, I don't know, man. Bro, I got no comment, bro, because I've been.
Why?
You know what I mean? Like, I just can't say anything, bro. It's not my place anymore to leak.
What time's that tournament tomorrow?
Oh, 2 p.m.
Yeah.
Are there any tournaments on Wednesday? Because the update's Thursday.
Nah, no tournaments. I think so.
We get Predator and the MP40
Wait, is that shit still happening this Friday?
Thursday. Yeah,
No, there's a big
we're gonna
tournament.
get patch notes Wednesday.
No, there's a tournament Friday.
Yeah, there probably won't be much different for weapon balancing because they don't get the tools until season 1 integration.
Wait, wait, Steph, there is one? There is? I can't watch it. I'm getting married. It hasn't got announced yet? Whoops. Well, technically, Steph just announced it. Technically. Guys, there's a fucking big-ass tournament this weekend. A big-ass one. Like a big-ass one.
He's all watch party at the wedding in a tux.
She said shh. She said shh. Oh, my bad. Yeah, I cannot watch party it because I will be at the wedding. I'll be at the wedding type shit. So.
Oh,
you know.
man. Bro, there's like so much that's going to happen. But yeah, basically, like as of it is right now, every top team's changing. I feel like every NA team's going to change. I don't think there's a single NA team staying besides like Big Man, Scythe, and Anxiety.
Are they?
Well, I think it is a little bit of a power vacuum too, because like for the whole, like, let's say like 18 to 20 months, it was that trio. Even though there were other teams that were competitive with it, now that that's like Biffle gone and then they're split, it's like it opens up a little bit more room, the distance between what they were able to do last year's versus this year, you know, going into the next. So there's teams that maybe would have been outside the top 15. You could build a team, maybe crack that top 15, I think.
Smitty, I want to see fucking passion from you this year. Oh, I'm so ready, bro. Oh, man. Bro, Smitty, I want to see all the fucking shit talk, bro. Hey, if you kill Ben, I want you to shoot his fucking body, bro. My bad. That might be too toxic. Yo, yo, I ain't gonna lie. Maybe Diaz leaving the scene was the best thing to happen.
Yeah, it was definitely the domino effect. 100%.
You know what I'm saying? God, we need that. We need Jake Hell to stop fucking dick riding CDL and come to Warzone. That's what we need.
Facts.
That's what we fucking need.
Facts.
Okay.
Facts.
Well, boys, look. That's kind of the Rashomania rumors. The big one is, I don't know what the fuck happens. I don't know who Dongi and Sage pick up. I don't know where Aiden goes.
Noobs and Sage. I mean, is anyone, bro? Where's Sage and Noobs, bro? Why don't they say who their third is? Or, you know, someone else can. But no, I don't know. It's gonna be insane.
Look
The thing
what Jake
is,
said. Look what Shifty said.
Me and Smith like Woody getting tossed by Andy. Oh, I don't want to play with you anymore. Nah, I think oh, dude, I'm pretty sure I know Smith said it, but if like let's say the whole like Ben, Smith, Aiden trio breaks, let's say Ben plays with Dongi Soka and Smith plays with Shifty and Skull, they lose their EWC spot.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy.
Two people
players
have to stay.
Right.
Wait, so what happens here?
Well, realistically, if they're good enough and they're building a better team, they shouldn't care about the guaranteed spot. They should be able to qual.
Yeah, that wouldn't matter. So they could just qual again.
Like,
But,
if you're actually building a better team, you shouldn't care. You will qual.
yeah.
Or else, why are you even changing teams?
Yeah, I agree with Biffle. It's like, fuck the roster spot. Like, if you think you have a better chance of winning on a different team, you might as well go take it.
Even Smitty just said, fuck the spot. Okay. So, we could be getting... Okay, hear me out. Who keeps Twisted Minds? Who keeps Falcons? That's a big one. That's a big fucking question.
That's actually kind of crazy.
That's a big fucking question. Who's is it? Is it
Falcons
gonna be?
are rich, bro. They're gonna host 2 teams.
Oh shit! Falcons white, Falcons green. You know, and then does Soka keep Falcons? Does Shifty keep Falcons? Does for Aiden, Smitty, Ben, right? Which one of them Biff will keep Falcons. Yo, I keep saying it. Diaz should be a coach. Should be coach for Falcons, bro. Like, who keeps what? You know?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not giving up my Falcons contract willingly, is what Shifty said.
I'm not giving up my Falcons contract willingly. Oh, shit's about to get real. Yo, I'm not gonna lie. This shit gets me hyped as fuck.
There's a lot of moving pieces, bro. Like, that's what I've just like realized. There's a lot of moving pieces, and like the whole contract thing is actually coming into play, which is kind of crazy. I never like actually expected it to, but
Yep.
yes, some of this stuff's pretty wicked. I can't lie.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Wait, what? Why
What
you
do
say
you
it like
mean?
that?
What do you mean?
Like some of the contract stuff is kind of crazy. You know?
But like, what do you mean? Elaborate.
Like, you know, like some players are signed to some places and some other players are signed to other places, and like, you know, they want a team. Like, what's gonna happen?
Okay.
You know?
Well, look, man. Honestly, I can sit here and talk about WrestleMania forever. JGOD, if you have to go, let me know. I love this shit.
I think I do have to go for something.
Okay.
But we will chat.
Okay. My dog, JGOD, appreciate you. We'll be bringing the podcast back, chat. All right, don't worry. I know you guys love JGOD on this bitch, bro. Ebatez,
right.
you know, he's like Ebatez is like what's his name, bro? You're like the Aches, bro. You know what I'm saying? You're like the Aches, bro.
Who's the team he just hates with the passion, bro? He'd be talking. It would have been like FIFA's team, be like, yeah, FIFA's not all that good. Like, I know he won, but like, you know what? It was just like, it was rigged.
It was just luck, you know.
It was luck. That's what he would have been saying if that was true.
I'm a Z Smith hater, man. I'm the number one Z Smith hater.
GG's. All right. I'll hit you up in the DMs if I have anything. Later.
Hey, bye, peace.
Later, brother.